Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome to beautiful Labatt Memorial Park here in the heart of downtown London, Ontario for this afternoon's contest between the visiting Brantford Red Sox and the London Majors. It's an exciting afternoon for Majors fans in attendance, as it is the 2022 championship ceremony at Labatt Memorial Park, so that's going down on the field right now. The Majors coming off of two big wins over the Barrie Baycats and the Brantford Red Sox. The Majors were in Barrie yesterday as we welcome you into the Game Day London broadcast booth. My name is Dylan Baker, accompanying you this afternoon. We've got JC Solomon down at field level. We'll go to her shortly here on Majors TV, but the Majors, as mentioned, coming off a big victory yesterday over the Barrie Baycats. A come-from-behind win. All the scoring happened in the back half of that ball game, but they were able to put up some runs on the scoreboard and come away with a victory there in Barrie by a score of 7-3. On Friday, it was another come-from-behind win over these same Brantford Red Sox at Arnold Anderson Stadium. The Majors displayed their power and their muscle with the bat after a good start from Abdiel Velasquez, which allowed the Majors to put themselves in a good position to win that ball game. You get a look at field level right now where public address announcer Eric Collins is going through the ring ceremony, and the team from last season, obviously back-to-back championships for the Majors over the past couple of years here at Labatt Park. Majors fans have been treated to quite the couple of teams here. Former players that aren't with the team this season are in attendance, as manager Rue Chanadat, who is a co-owner of the team with Scott Dart. They hand out the rings right now at field level. Assistant coach, pitching coach, third base coach Brent Wales will receive his ring now. Majors last season, if you'll recall, it came down to the wire for the pennant in the regular season. It took a tiebreaker game here at Labatt Park late in the year against the Guelph Royals to finally settle who would be the one seed in the Inter-County Baseball League. It was an exciting year all year round. The Majors and Royals both finished 31-11. The Majors obviously took that tiebreaker game as Zach Husband gets his ring right now for the Majors. When it came time to the playoffs, the Majors once again showed up. Their first round series was against the Brantford Red Sox. It was a 3-game sweep in the best-of-5 series, and then they took on the Hamilton Cardinals, won that series by a score of 3-1, and then took the finals in 6 games. It was all home teams, as it has been for quite a while, as Connor Ambrosio receives his ring from last season. Until Game 6, where the Majors won it at Christie Pitts. Jose Arias gets mentioned by public address announcer Eric Collins. He is not on hand to receive his ring. He's pitching in Mexico this season. As Owen Boone gets called upon, he is also not here, it seems, for the Majors, so that'll be delivered to him. Owen Boone having a great year once again for London. Kieran Bowles, now a member of the opposing side, the Brantford Red Sox. A guy who kind of did it all last season for the Majors, played all around the diamond, played some third, caught. He was the catcher for the final outs of that championship last year. And so Kieran Bowles gets his championship ring before he'll head to the other side. Bowles batting 7th today, playing second base for the Brantford Red Sox, stayed in the IBL. As Charles Bowman gets his ring. Cleveland Brownlee gets introduced to a loud applause from the Majors faithful as he gets his second ring. Cleveland been around this team for a number of years, has been a member of the London Majors since 2010, finally gets his championship in 2021, and then has a career renaissance. Set lots of career highs in 2022, en route to a second title in a Majors uniform, as Pedro de los Santos gets a good cheer from the crowd here at Labatt Park. That is our mobile cam that you get a look at the field from. Sponsored by 519 Jersey Auction. Braden Farrington getting called upon now. Farrington, another guy who's been with this Majors ball club for a number of years. Got the save in yesterday's game against the Barrie Baycats out in Barrie. Farrington has been stellar the last few seasons for London, as Daniel Gore now gets introduced to receive his ring. Farrington been around since 2014. Last year put up a .221 earned run average in the regular season. Did not allow an earned run in 6 playoff appearances, so a great year for Farrington. And now Keith Candell, a guy who's been around the Intercounty Baseball League for quite a while, receives his second ring. Keith has played in Guelph, in Kitchener, in London, and 2 championships to show for it as Gibson Kreminski heads out to receive his ring. Another guy who was a bit of a utility man. Settled in at third base last season for the majors. Drew Lawrence now heads up to receive his championship ring from last season. He's a guy that's made an impact defensively, certainly this season for the majors, and last year was the player of the month in May for London. Helped the majors get off to a great start to the year. Bo Lewington called upon, not on hand, to receive his ring, and now Jared Lund comes along. Jared Lund, the starting pitcher in the ball game for the London Majors today. We'll dive into Jared Lund just a little bit more later on. Eric McClellan comes in to get his ring as well. If you're a Majors fan, you've been treated to some stellar performances the last couple of years, and the Majors will look to repeat that here this season. After a tough 0-3 weekend, they won 2, looking to sweep the 3-game weekend as Chris McQueen gets introduced. Not on the field this season for the Majors, but a key part of both of their championships the last couple of seasons. Robert Mullen got introduced, not on hand to receive his ring, but he was a candidate for most valuable player in the IBL last year. And this guy, Jacob Newton, was a huge part of the Majors championship run. Came in as a speedy outfielder, wound up playing second base, and was on the, I believe, all-star second team for second baseman. He was a stellar performer, terrific in the playoffs. Really had a fantastic couple of series in the postseason for the Majors last year. Byron Reichstein gets called upon. We've talked about Cleveland and Braden Farrington as well being around for a while. Byron Reichstein, another one of those guys that's been with the Majors for several seasons. He receives his ring after another fantastic season last year. Jordan Spring gets called upon to receive his ring. Pitched some solid outings for London last year, en route to that championship. Phil Whalen not on hand to receive his ring, but gets introduced nonetheless. A guy who was all over. Lots of utility guys last year. Lots of great depth that contributed to that championship victory. And now Austin Wilkie with the cast on his left arm after being hit by a pitch last weekend. He is unable to play at the moment, but he will receive his ring. He is at the ballpark. Taylor Wright introduced, a guy who went to the Can-Am League and then came back mid-season for the Majors and contributed immensely, both defensively and on the offensive side of the ball last year. Crowd gives the Majors from last season a good hand, and now public address announcer Eric Collins was about to hand the microphone to Roop Chanadat, but they forgot Starling Joseph. So Starling Joseph jogs out to get his ring, a guy who came in last season. Majors fans weren't really too sure what to expect from Starling. A great power bat. He was an exciting player, always having a good time at the ballpark. Decided to come back for a second season with the Majors and has been once again off to a great start. As Eric Collins now passes the mic to Majors field manager Roop Chanadat. Unfortunately, we don't have any audio on the field, so we won't be able to hear Majors manager, general manager, and co-owner Roop Chanadat all that well. But you see him on hand addressing the crowd that is here on this Sunday afternoon, as the Majors get set to take on the Brantford Red Sox in this contest. We appreciate you joining us. Fans still filing in, as you see on your screen there. Group Chanadette gets a good hand from the crowd here.
All right, we'll give you one more opportunity to recognize your 2022 Intercounty Baseball League champions, your London Majors.
Another cheer from this Majors crowd for the 2022 Intercounty Baseball League champions. Back-to-back champs looking for a three-peat this season are the Majors. It will be tough sledding. The Intercounty Baseball League looks solid as ever this year with lots of parity around the league. As things get settled down at field level, we will take a quick break and be right back. You're watching the Red Sox and Majors right here on Majors TV.
I want to ride this pony, but I suffer from low E.
Millions of people are suffering from low energy, commonly known as low E.
Low E has hurt my performance in the bedroom. I haven't been able to make the bed in years.
Now there's hope.
Planet Fitness replaces low E with Big E, which keeps you energized and glowing all day. Simply join through the free PF app for only $15 a month.
Planet Fitness is a proud partner of your London Majors.
You're watching.
Here's the pitch. Joseph drills it to right center field. That ball's going back to the warning track, to the wall. Goodbye, baseball. Starling Joseph, a two-run home run.
London Majors Baseball on Majors TV.
Welcome back to Labatt Park. Majors and Red Sox just about to get underway here on this Sunday afternoon as they get the infield all ready for play here today. The Majors looking to sweep the weekend after a big win on Friday night against the Brantford Red Sox at Arnold Anderson Stadium. Abiel Velasquez had his second outing as a London Major in that contest, went 7 innings, allowed 4 hits, 4 runs, 4 walks, 4 strikeouts. Lots of fours going around for Velasquez in that contest. He got the win after 7 quality innings. Cam O'Reilly came out of the bullpen and pitched a scoreless 8th. Majors got home runs from Byron Reichstein and Eduardo De Leo, who we'll get into once we recap the Barrie game. The Red Sox got a home run from John DeZamba, but it was not enough as the Majors put up 7 in the 6th and 5 in the 7th to come back and win that contest by a final score of 13-5 over there. And then yesterday the Majors went to Vintage Throne Stadium in Barrie to take on the Barrie Baycats, and it was a low-scoring affair for a lot of that contest. Barrie got on the board in the 2nd inning. And then once they got to the 6th, after zeros up until that point, the Majors put up 4 in the top half of the 6th inning. Barrie responded with 2 of their own to make it a 1-run ball game, and the Majors added 3 for good measure and some insurance in the 9th inning. Final score ended up being 7-3 in that contest. And as mentioned, Eduardo De Leo, 3 straight games with a home run for the Majors. 3 home runs in his last 4 games for the Majors this season, including 2 so far this weekend. 1 in Brantford on Friday and 1 in Barrie yesterday. Starling Joseph hit his first home run of the year, as did Keith Candell. Keith Candell, a guy who always hits well when he's out in Barrie, continued that trend as he sent out his first home run of the year. Candell reached a career high in home runs last season for the Majors, so looking to continue that newfound power for this Majors offense. You see the umpires down at field level meeting with both teams' managers. Jared Lund getting the start for the Majors, as previously mentioned. Jared Lund, one outing this season, only threw a third of an inning, faced 4 batters, 16 pitches. That was last weekend in the home opener. Lund, along with many of the Majors pitchers in that contest, really struggled to find the strike zone. So he'll be looking to zero in, throw some more strikes here as he takes on this Brantford Red Sox squad. You can expect it to be a bullpen day for the Majors, as Edison Gonzalez threw yesterday for London, and Barry threw pretty well for the Majors in his first start. Gonzalez went 7 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs, 2 of them earned, 6 walks. That's a number he'll look to limit. 3 strikeouts in that contest for the Majors import, who pitched in his first game on Sunday last weekend in Hamilton. Blew a save there for the Majors in that loss at the hands of the Hamilton Cardinals, but looked good in his first start of the season. Today it'll be a bullpen game, as previously mentioned. Jared Lund gets the start. Braden Farrington likely available. Cam O'Reilly, Skylar Janice, guys who are in the bullpen and you'd think available because only Farrington and Gonzalez pitched yesterday. Farrington threw 2 innings in that contest, allowed 1 hit, struck out 2 as he got the 2-inning save. Both skippers head back towards their respective dugouts. They're just ironing out the field right now as we rapidly approach action here in this contest. Brantford Red Sox, for their part, will be sending out Christian Herrera to the mound, looking to silence this Majors offense that has put up 20 runs in their last 2 games. The offense finally reaching where it needs to be. Last weekend there were some good moments, but could not come through in the clutch, and so far this weekend they've been able to get those runs when the runners get aboard. Christian Herrera this season, 1 game. He pitched 1 inning, allowed 4 runs, 3 hits, 2 walks, no strikeouts. So that ERA is inflated at a number of 36 right now, but you can expect that to come down as he pitches a little while. He's from Moreno Valley, California, standing at 6'3", 203 pounds. Quite the contrary to Major starter Jared Lund. Lund, a guy who won't blow you away with his size and stature, but he's got good stuff and a unique delivery that allows him to get outs at a high level, and we'll see that as soon as he takes the hill. Grounds crew just getting the hose out to wet the infield a little bit, and then we'll be ready for game action. We're glad you're with us on this Sunday afternoon for baseball. Lots of action around the Intercounty Baseball League today, so plenty of scores that we'll get to throughout the afternoon. The Welland Jackfish are in Toronto for a typical Sunday afternoon game at Christie Pitts. Guelph is in Kitchener. That's at 2 o'clock at Jack Couch Park, and then the Barrie Bay Cats travel to Bernie Arbor Memorial Stadium in Hamilton for a 2:05 start there. Around the IBL, the Toronto Maple Leafs have been off to a great start this season, sitting 5-1. The team now managed by Rob Butler, and GM Jeff Lounsbury has had a great start to their year. A plus 31 run differential in those 6 games as they sit 5-1 at home. They're undefeated, so they'll look to continue that trend here this afternoon. The Kitchener Panthers are 3-1. They sit in second place, only 4 games played, but averaging 7 runs a game is a 7-run difference per game as their run differential is plus 28. The Hamilton Cardinals are a unique one. They sit in third place at 3-2 with a run differential of -10 through 5 games. The Barrie Bay Cats and Welland Jackfish are both at 500 through 4 games this season at 2-2. The Majors sit 2-3. They are in 6th. Guelph is 1-3. They're in 7th. And the Brantford Red Sox are 0-4 today. You can expect to see some shifting in the early season standings as every team is in action in the IBL here this afternoon. A beautiful afternoon for baseball, just announced in the ballpark. 25 degrees Celsius, according to the Environment Canada weather forecast for today's game. This will be the final afternoon game for a little while for the Majors as they began the season playing mostly afternoons in hopes that the new lights would be in at Labatt Park, and they gave them a little bit of a buffer to finish the installation. So they scheduled some afternoon games to start the season. Now the lights are delayed, so they won't be in this year, which means that the Majors are back to playing night games with the old lights next week. So the Brantford Red Sox are back in town on Friday. That'll be 3 times the Majors see the Red Sox in 4 games. But that'll be another while before they see each other again after that. On Saturday, the Majors travel to Welland for a 6:05 start at Welland Stadium, and then the Majors are right back at Labatt Park the following Friday against the Kitchener Panthers. Start time delayed just a little bit because of the ring ceremony. Many Majors from last year's team on hand to receive their rings. A really special group last year that allowed the Majors to win their 2nd title in a row, and they'll look to make it 3 this season. But as mentioned, Majors currently have some work to do to climb up the standings, at least early in the year. There's still plenty of time, but sitting at 2-3. Majors manager Rube Shanadat making his way out towards the field, trying to talk to the umpires, I believe. And I think that the grounds crew is going to come hose down home plates. They just needed the umpires to slide off to the side there in order to let that happen. Takes a lot of work to keep this beautiful ballpark looking as great as it does, and we're always grateful for the grounds crew that puts in the effort here at Labatt Park. Almost game time here between the Majors and Red Sox. We await first pitch. Our broadcast partner Noah Smith away this weekend, so he is not here this afternoon to call this contest with me. As mentioned, we've got JC Solomon with us. We'll hear from her later on in the broadcast. Majors are getting the starting lineup introduced. And normally the Majors give us the starting lineup in plenty of time. We don't actually have it right now, so this will be news to me as it comes in on the broadcast. Tommy Reyes Cruz will lead things off playing second base. Byron Reichstein is in right field. He's batting second. Eduardo De Leo is the catcher. He is batting third for the Majors in this contest. Starling Joseph cleans up. He's in left field this afternoon. Cleveland Brownlee bats fifth at the designated hitter position as per usual. You hear the ovation for Cleveland there. Kane McGee bats sixth for the Majors. He is at first base. He's been on a bit of a tear lately. Drew Lawrence bats seventh. We saw him hit leadoff in the first 2 games this weekend. He plays center field today. Dan Battelle is over at third base. He will hit eighth. And then Keith Candell will round things out for the Majors lineup behind starting pitcher Jared Lund on the mound for the Majors in this contest. Teams head out onto the field for the national anthems now. We will take a quick break. First pitch coming up right after this on Majors TV.
Go beyond the scores and get to know the athletes who call the Forest City home.
Joseph crushes one.
Game Day London brings you in-depth stories and conversations about London's major teams and the athletes. Whether it's in the rink with the Knights or on the field with the Majors, Game Day London has you covered from the start. For fresh and engaging sports coverage, visit GameDayLondon.com, a proud sponsor of Majors TV.
You're watching London Majors Baseball.
London Majors Baseball.
London Majors Baseball on Majors TV.
Here we go.
Believe me, you've never heard a talk show like this.
I'm sleeping with Joe Carter. By the way, Joe did not touch the ball.
Yeah, I have to say, your voice is fantastic.
Meet Smitty.
Listen, I'm the brains here.
And Mitty.
And I'm the good-looking funny one.
This is the Smitty Mitty Show.
Catch new episodes of the Smitty and Mitty Show wherever you get your podcasts.
You're watching London Majors Baseball on Majors TV.
I want to ride this pony, but I suffer from low E.
Millions of people are suffering from low energy, commonly known as low E.
Low E has hurt my performance in the bedroom. I haven't been able to make the bed in years.
Now there's hope. Planet Fitness replaces low E with Big E, which keeps you energized and glowing all day. Simply join through the free PF app for only $15 a month.
Planet Fitness is a proud partner of your London Majors.
You're watching.
Here's the pitch. Joseph drills it to right center field. That ball's going back to the warning track, to the wall. Goodbye, baseball. Starling Joseph, a 2-run home run.
London Majors Baseball on Majors TV.
Welcome back to Labatt Park as the ceremonial first pitch gets underway. And a great hand from the crowd for the first offering from the youngster there. As you get a look at Jared Lund, who is making his first start of the season, one of the big arms this year for Salem University, where he has pitched the last several years. And he's been a member of the London Majors the past couple of seasons as well as a junior player on the roster. Had a great 2021 and pitched as well last season. Lund looking to continue his IBL success. You get a look at him right there. That delivery is not what you're used to as a hitter. He gets nice and low, the knee nearly touching the ground. And in talking to his dad, I believe it was last season, it was something he was taught when he was young, and he feels it gives him more power as he pushes off that back leg and stays low to the ground. Lund last year, 4 games, no starts, 3 2/3 innings, 1-1 with a 736 earned run average. The season prior in 2021, 9 games. One of them was a start. 2-2 record, 11.40 ERA, 14 strikeouts to 12 walks. Last season, 6 strikeouts to 1 walk. That's a great ratio for Jared Lund, so we'll see if he can keep that up here this season. As mentioned, Lund only has appeared in 1 game so far this year. He pitched a third of an inning for the Majors. That was during last weekend's home opener against the Toronto Maple Leafs. But right here, Jesse Fishbaum strolls into the batter's box, gives a fist bump to Eduardo Dioleo, and a tap on the chest for the home plate umpire. We are nearly set for baseball here at Labatt Park. Jared Lund takes his place on the mound after getting the ball back from the infield, and Jesse Fishbaum settles into the right-handed batter's box. A beautiful Sunday afternoon for baseball here on Majors TV. Get a look at Fishbaum there from our 519 Jersey Auction mobile cam. London to the windup. Here is the first pitch of the ball game. That one is going to miss for ball one. Lund steps back. Here's the pitch on its way. In there for a called strike. Lund shakes DeLeo once. Then gets the sign he wants. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss from Fishbaum, 1-2. It was a 9-3 defeat at the hands of the Toronto Maple Leafs here last weekend in the Majors home opener on Saturday. Pitch from Lund is fouled straight back. Count remains a ball and 2 strikes on Fishbaum. Majors looking to bounce back in front of the home faithful here and obtain their first win at Labatt Park this season. Jared Lund looking to put away Jesse Fishbaum. Crowd behind him. Lund into the windup. Here comes the 1-2 home. Fishbaum swings and misses, strike 3. So Lund kicks the ball game off with a swinging strikeout, and there's one away here in the top of the first. Fishbaum passing along information to the next batter in this Brantford Red Sox lineup, who is Tyler Wilson. Wilson playing left field in the ball game for Brantford. Lund last week in his outing against Toronto threw 16 pitches, 11 of them were balls. So far, that strike ratio much better. Only 1 pitch has missed the strike zone. That was the very first one he threw. Now facing Wilson, into the windup goes Lund. That one's on the ground towards shortstop. Candell charging hard. On the run, throw to first. The stretch from McGee. And they got him. A great play by Keith Candell. And there are 2 away very quickly here in the top of the first inning. Not an easy play for Majors shortstop Keith Candell, but he got in on that baseball quickly and fired on the run, as he so often does, very well to record the out over at first base, and that'll bring up the catcher, Jeremy Veilleux. First pitch from Lund, fouled off by Veilleux at the plate. Veilleux, native of Oakville, Ontario. Played for Hamilton up until this season. He fouls that one back as well. So the count moves to no balls and 2 strikes. 2 straight foul balls from Jared Lund's hand into Jeremy Veilleux's bat. Looking to go 1-2-3 here in the top of the first inning. Lund works into the windup. Pitch on its way. In there, a called strike 3. The Red Sox go down 1-2-3. Jared Lund obtains 2 strikeouts, and we're through the top of the first here at Labatt Park with no score. Great start to the ball game there for Majors left-hander Jared Lund. We'll look to build off that. This is a guy who started a fair amount when he was in university, so although he's accustomed to coming out of the bullpen for this Majors squad, starting is not something out of the ordinary for him. As mentioned, the Brantford Red Sox will have Christian Herrera on the mound in today's contest, looking to get them into the win column. The only team without a victory this season are these Brantford Red Sox. They played last night at home. 2 nights the home game for them, and fell as well yesterday. Though that game not on point streak just yet for the IBL. I believe that was a defeat. At the hands of the Toronto Maple Leafs, who are 5-1 this season. Thankfully, the IBL website has the score of that contest. It was a 16-5 win over the Brantford Red Sox for the Toronto Maple Leafs. So Brantford looking to bounce back and salvage at least 1 game here this weekend as they take on the Majors at Labatt Park. We'll run you through the Majors lineup now once again. Tommy Reyes Cruz leads off. He is playing second base. Byron Reichstein bats second. He's in right field. Eduardo Diolio is catching, batting third. Starling Joseph bats cleanup. He's in left field today. Cleveland Brownlee is the designated hitter. He'll be hitting fifth in the contest for the majors. Kane McGee bats sixth at first base. Drew Lawrence is in center field, batting seventh. Dan Battelle bats eighth at third, and Keith Candell rounds things out at shortstop against Christian Herrera, wearing the high socks for the Brantford Red Sox. Red Sox wearing their blue jerseys. Some guys rocking blue high socks. Herrera rocking red high socks for this Red Sox squad. Across the diamond from left to right in the outfield, it's Wilson, Fishbaum, and Keane. On the infield, Ryan, Lupton, Bowles, and Hedges for the Red Sox. Behind the plate, as mentioned, when he came to hit in the top of the first inning, it is Jeremy Veilleux catching Herrera today. Tommy Reyes-Cruz digs into the batter's box for his first trip to the plate of this contest. Reyes-Cruz into the batter's box. Herrera out there on the mound, ready to go, and Reyes-Cruz drives that one to right field. That one's going to get down and roll all the way to the wall. Reyes-Cruz around first. He'll dig for second and be in there with a stand-up double on the first pitch he sees from Christian Herrera. Wasting no time was Reyes-Cruz on that one. Batting .250 on the year, 5 for 20. Now 6 for 21 after that double, and Byron Reichstein has a runner in scoring position right away. Byron Reichstein hit his first home run of the season on Friday night against the Brantford Red Sox. He's ready in the batter's box to face Herrera here. Herrera takes a peek at Reyes-Cruz. Pitch on its way in there for a called strike to Reichstein. Right arm dangling from Herrera. He looks in, wants the sign once again from Veilleux. Didn't quite catch it. Having to be varied with Reyes-Cruz standing at second base. Here's the pitch from Herrera on its way. Reichstein hits that one hard, but hits it foul, and the count moves to no balls and 2 strikes. Byron, one of the better run producers for the majors over the past several seasons, looking to continue that here. Taking a peek back, it's Herrera. Pitch on its way inside, and it clipped Byron Reichstein, so he will reach first base with a hit by pitch. And now there'll be 2 runners on for Eduardo Diolio. Diolio, 3 home runs in his last 4 games, as mentioned in the pregame show. Hit one out yesterday, hit one out on Friday, and hit one out last Saturday against the Toronto Maple Leafs during the home opener. So he's seeing the ball very well right now. Diolio batting .476 on the young season. In 21 at-bats, he is 10 for 21. Taking a peek back at second is Herrera. 2 on, nobody out. First pitch of Diolio is driven to center field. Back is the center fielder, Fishbaum. He looks up and it's gone. A 3-run home run for Eduardo Diolio. And the Majors take a 3-0 lead here in the first inning. A fast start for this Majors offense. The leadoff double from Reyes-Cruz, the hit by pitch from Reichstein, and Diolio sends the crowd into a frenzy with a 3-run home run to put the Majors up by 3. Lots of energy in that Majors dugout early. Several players got their rings before the game, and now a great start to the ball game as it is 3-0 London here in the top of the first, and the heart of the order still at the plate right now for the Majors. Starling Joseph steps in, batting .211 this year as a double, a home run, and 2 singles. Christian Herrera ready on the mound. Pitch on its way. Breaking ball. Drops in there on Joseph for strike one. Herrera still has not recorded an out. As mentioned, in his one outing of the season, he went 1 inning and allowed 4 runs. Pitch from Herrera. Breaking ball once again. This one drops in once again for strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes to Joseph. Already some action in that Brantford Red Sox bullpen. A lefty getting loose. Joseph ready in the batter's box. On the mound, Herrera comes to the plate. That one is in the dirt. Looked like a fastball that he overthrew, and it's 1-2. So Eduardo D'Elio stays hot. 4 home runs in his last 5 games. Starling Joseph looking to start a new rally for the majors. Nobody on, nobody out. In the bottom of the first inning, Joseph hits that one high in the air, back of the plate, chasing after the catcher Veilleux towards the backstop, and that'll drop on the warning track and be a foul ball. Veilleux didn't quite see that baseball off the bat, and then once he realized that it was going to be his ball to try to catch, he motored to the backstop, just did not get there in time. Seth Hedges, the first baseman, was coming in as well. So the count remains a ball and 2 strikes as Joseph gets a second chance here in the batter's box. Herrera comes set out there on the mound. Pitch to Joseph, that's in the dirt and outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Herrera looks in for the sign. Comes set out there on the mound. Infield well back on Joseph, who belts that one to left center field. Back it goes to the wall and on the warning track. A great play by Wilson to haul that one in for a big first out of the bottom of the first inning. Joseph and D'Elio nearly went back to back, but Starling didn't quite have enough to get that one out of here.
Number 35, Cleveland.
Cleveland Brownlee steps into the batter's box. Always a good ovation for him as he takes his first hacks of the ball game. Cleveland, a slow start to the season, batting .158. 3 hits on the year, all of them singles. Still looking for his first extra base hit this young season. First pitch from Herrera is a breaking ball that Brownlee fouls right back to the screen, and it's 0-1. As mentioned last year, Cleveland, in his age 37 season, had a career renaissance, set many career highs last year as that one misses in the dirt for ball 1. It's a ball and a strike to Brownlee. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 3 home already in the frame for the majors thanks to the Eduardo D'Elio home run. Pitch on its way from Herrera, a breaking ball that slipped out of the hand and sailed over Cleveland Brownlee's head. 2 balls and a strike now. Hitters count for Brownlee as Herrera gets set on the mound. Pitch on its way, fastball right on the outside corner. 2 balls and 2 strikes now to the majors' big designated hitter. Coming set on the mound, the Red Sox right-hander. Here's the pitch. Brownlee drives that one to left center field. It's got a chance. It's all the way back to the wall, and that ball is gone. Cleveland Brownlee, his first home run of the season, the majors' second of the inning, and it's 4-0 London. An absolute laser off the bat of Cleveland Brownlee, sending that one over the left center field fence as he puts the majors' home run mask on and gets a great cheer from the crowd. Great look at it there from our Majors TV camera. 4-0 London here in the bottom of the first inning. Christian Herrera struggling in the frame. The Majors teeing off right now, looking to keep that going as Kane McGee awaits his introduction. Brantford still action in the bullpen. It's a lefty getting loose, trying to see who that is down the line. McGee, a big left-handed bat for the Majors. Still only one out in the frame. McGee batting .429 this year. 6 hits, all of them singles. That one's in there for a strike. Here's the 0-1 home. Inside, and that one hit McGee on the back of his leg. It's the second hit batter of the inning for Herrera. So McGee will trot on down to first base, and the inning will continue here with one away as Drew Lawrence gets set to take his first hacks of the ball game. Lawrence, a speedy outfielder for the Majors. 2 hits this season and 13 at-bats. Lawrence hits that one down the right field line. Slicing quickly after it is Roger Keane, the right fielder, but it will get down in foul territory for strike one. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Runner at first is McGee. Not really a threat to run. Doesn't have a very big lead over at first base. Herrera ready on the mound. Pitch coming. Breaking ball. Lawrence fights it off. Shallow right field. Keane charging. He won't get there. So Drew Lawrence bloops a single into right, and the line keeps moving here for the Majors. 2 on with 1 away in the bottom of the first inning. And that'll bring out Brantford Red Sox skipper to the mound. This will likely mark the end of the line for Christian Herrera. Second mound visit of the inning, and as we learned with the Blue Jays this past week, once that second mound visit is made, that is the end of the line for your pitcher. So Christian Herrera heads off to the dugout after a third of an inning, allowing 4 runs. The Red Sox will dip into their bullpen. We'll have who that pitcher is and more action right after this.
Go beyond the scores and get to know the athletes who call the Forest City home.
Joseph crushes one.
Game Day London brings you in-depth stories and conversations about London's major teams and the athletes. Whether it's in the rink with the Knights or on the field with the Majors, Game Day London has you covered from the start. For fresh and engaging sports coverage, visit GameDayLondon.com, a proud sponsor of Majors TV.
You're watching London Majors Baseball. London Majors Baseball.
London Majors Baseball on Majors TV.
Welcome back to Labatt Park. You get a look at the new arm for the Brantford Red Sox into this ball game. Trying to get you who that is. That is number 26 for Brantford. There is no number 26 listed on their lineup card. I don't know if an announcement has been made here at Labatt Park as to who that is. We'll check our database here for the Red Sox roster, but as for the lineup card, we don't see him on it. So Dan Battelle, the third baseman, comes into the ball game as we continue to search for who this pitcher is. Battelle in the lefty batter's box. 2 on for him, squares around a bunt, pulls back, it's a called strike 1. Danny Howitt is the new arm for the Brantford Red Sox. Pitch on its way, belted by Battelle into left field. Back on it, the left fielder Wilson. He will make the grab. McGee went halfway and will now trot back to second base. So 2 away now, and the Majors will bring their number 9 hitter to the plate in Keith Candell. Candell looking to drive home Kane McGee, who's in scoring position. Drew Lawrence stands over at first base. He's got good speed. Candell yesterday afternoon in the 9th inning at his first home run of the season. Howitt, pitch on its way in there to Candell for a called strike 1. Howitt has started both hitters he's faced with a called strike. Comes set out there on the mound. Howitt featuring the red glove to go along with this Red Sox uniform. Pitch on its way. Candell chops that one foul, and it's no balls and 2 strikes on the Majors shortstop. Howitt this season, 4 1/3 innings, has allowed 2 earned runs, 9 runs total, but just 2 of them earned. 7 hits, 5 walks, 2 strikeouts. No balls and 2 strikes on Candell here. Pitch on its way, that's well outside. It'll go to the backstop. McGee will move up to third and round the bag, but he will stomp there on what will surely be ruled a wild pitch, allowing both runners to move up. Howitt looks in, comes set on the mound. Here's the 1-2 to Candell. 2 runners in scoring position. He drives this one to right center field. Roger Keane is back, and he will make the grab to retire the side. So we're through 1 full here at Labatt Park. The Majors put up a 4 spot in their turn to hit. We'll be right back with more Majors and Red Sox action on Majors TV.
Here we go.
Believe me, you've never heard a talk show like this.
I'm sleeping with Joe Carter. By the way, Joe did not touch them all.
Yeah, I have to say, like, your voice is fantastic.
Meet Smitty.
Listen, I'm the brains here.
And Mitty.
And I'm the good-looking funny one.
This is the Smitty Mitty Show.
Catch new episodes of the Smitty and Mitty Show wherever you get your podcasts.
You're watching London Majors Baseball on Majors TV.
Welcome back to Labatt Park for the 2nd inning of play between the Majors and the Brantford Red Sox. Jared Lund back out on the mound for the Majors. The left-hander worked a solid first inning, went 1-2-3 through the Red Sox order with 2 strikeouts. Now he'll have to deal with 4, 5, and 6. Nick Burdett. It'll be Jared Lupton after that. And then Seth Hedges, the number 6 hitter for the Brantford Red Sox, will be third due up in this inning. Throw down from Eduardo Diolio, and we are set for action. Nick Burdett digging into the batter's box, listed as the manager for the Red Sox in this contest, is also their designated hitter, has been a member of this team for quite a while. Tons of pop at the bat of Nick Burdett. Jared Lund ready out there on the mound as Burdett digs into the batter's box. They get the signal from the home plate umpire. Into the windup goes Lund. Pitch on its way. That one well outside for ball 1. Lund into the windup, working quickly. 1-0. That'll miss outside. 2 balls and no strikes now on Burdett. Here's the 2-ball, no strike pitch. Burdett lines that one straight back at the screen. It's 2-1. Two balls, one strike from Lund. Into the windup he goes. Pitch is on its way. Burdett right back up the middle. To his left is Keith Candela. Slight bobble, has time, throws to first. And that'll be the first out of the top of the second inning. Joining me now in the broadcast booth is the third member of our crew normally, second member today without Noah Smith at the ballpark, JC Solomon. JC, pleasure to have you up here.
Yeah, I'm excited to hop on this mic today. It's exciting, a little bit of change of scenery from where I usually am. Off to a good start so far in this baseball game for the London Majors.
Ground ball there off the bat of Jared Lupton to shortstop Candela. Hard throw, that one fired high, but in time to get Lupton over at first base, the second out of the inning. Into the windup goes Lund. Here's the first pitch to Seth Hedges. That is in there for a strike. JC, you're joining us after what was a stellar season with the London Knights this year, just getting eliminated by the Peterborough Petes in the OHL final. Hedges drives that one to center field. Working over to his right is Drew Lawrence. And Lund makes quick work of the Red Sox 1-2-3 once again in this second inning. So the Majors will look to add on. Back to the Knights here, JC. This year was a stellar season for the Knights. Not a lot of expectations coming into the year for the team. They were expected to take a step back, but in fact they took a step forward, and it was a really special squad.
Yeah, those guys, they have a lot of fight to them, and they do not give up. They didn't face too much adversity until they kind of hit with Peterborough, and Peterborough gave them a good run for their money, and they were never down in a series until they met Peterborough in the OHL final. And a lot of the guys, like you saw, the Hamilton Bulldogs made a return on both teams. Guys like Gavin White, Avery Hayes, and of course Ryan Winterton and Ryan Humphrey and George Diaco from the London Knights. So it was kind of the Bulldogs versus the Bulldogs, the defending champs. And ultimately Peterborough walked away with that win, and good on them. They're very good sports about it. So it was honestly an honor to host them in arena and get to know them and chat with them. And they're an incredible hockey club. And I'm sure they'll do great things next season.
Well, you did a great job, JC. We loved watching on Rogers TV all throughout the year. What about that Knights team made them so special? Why were they able to make that run to the finals?
They clicked together really well. And they had those leaders on the team, guys like Sean McGurn, guys like Ryan Winterton, the older guys, the veterans, who have been in this league and played however many playoff games. I think Sean McGurn and Ryan Winterton were two of the top guys who had the most playoff games in their entire hockey career. So guys like that really stepped up for this team, even George Diaco too, and that's what they needed to kind of give them that extra push, and that's how they did so well, and they just gelled really well as a team. And you know, last time London made it and won that OHL Cup was in 2016, and on that team it had guys like Mitch Marner. And look at him now. Now he's playing for the Maple Leafs. So I can only imagine what these guys are going to do that were on the team last year, and where their hockey career and where their hockey future is going to be.
Going to be lots of stars coming out of that Knights squad. And transitioning back to the Majors, you mentioned the veteran presence on that Knights team this year. The past couple of seasons, the Majors have had a steady balance of veterans and rookies on the club, and those veterans have really been key contributors to the championship runs. And that's a big reason the Majors have been able to go back-to-back, and they'll look to do that again here this season. Obviously, with new faces, it's always difficult to have everybody gel, but as the season gets rolling, you can expect the Majors to be a potent force once again here this season. JC, you'll be bringing us content from field level all season long. We saw the first Roops report with manager Roop Chanderdat last week. We'll see another one here this week shortly later on in the ball game as Danny Howitt gets set to face Tommy Reyes-Cruz. First pitch to Reyes-Cruz. That one is in there for a called strike one. That one misses inside for a ball. 1-1. Howitt looks in, comes set. 1 ball, 1 strike to Tommy Reyes-Cruz. Pitch on its way. Breaking ball. That one will miss high. 2 balls and 1 strike now. Reyes Cruz got the ball game started with a line drive double on the first pitch he saw. Has been more patient here in this trip to the plate. 2-1 home from Howitt. In the dirt, 3-1. JC, in your time with us here at Majors TV, with the Majors organization, what has stood out to you about this team over the first couple of weeks?
What has stood out to me? A lot of things. This team is very well organized and has an incredible broadcast. I watch it over, and I'm really excited to be a part of this team this season and be able to bring whatever it is, that extra element on the field that will just add to this broadcast and make it one of the best broadcasts in the league. Everyone here is very professional, you and Noah included, and you guys do an incredible job. Just commentating and everything is something that I've really noticed. You have a really great voice as well. And the intro, I was watching the intro on the Majors TV. Who came up with that?
I think that was a collaboration between Noah Smith, my broadcast partner, Matt Hiscox, and I believe Ryan Robinson contributed to that as well. So it's really cool, eh? It's a really great intro.
It is very cool. If you get a chance, go watch it because it hypes you up to watch the game.
First pitch to Majors right fielder Byron Reichstein is a called strike 1 as Tommy Reyes Cruz worked a walk. He stands over at first base with nobody out. Howitt shakes off one sign from Vieux. Takes a peek back at 1. Pitch on its way. Breaking ball. Drops in there for a strike. 0-2 now on Reichstein. Byron got hit by a pitch in a 2-strike count at his first trip to the plate. Offering on its way will miss outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Howitt looks in. Comes set out there on the mound, takes a peek at Reyes Cruz over at first. Reichstein swings through that one for strike 3. So 1 away here in the bottom of the second inning. JC, you get a chance to experience it more than we do up here in the broadcast booth, but at field level, you mentioned it a little bit last week. What's the fan experience like at the ballpark? What are you noticing from the fans so far?
The fans are excited. They're happy to be here. The energy is absolutely crazy, especially on a beautiful sunny day like today. And we had the ring ceremony prior to the game, and you could just feel the emotion sweating off of the players. And some of them had 2 rings as back-to-back champions, and you could just feel the excitement in the arena today.
Well, everybody's getting those memories from last season and the year prior. A really great time watching that Majors group over the past couple of years, looking for a 3rd championship this season as Eduardo Diolio steps into the batter's box and swings through the first 2 pitches from Danny Howitt. It's 0-2 with 1 away. Reyes Cruz stands over at first base after he drew a walk to start the inning. Diolio went deep in his last trip, his 4th home run in 5 games. Coming set, Howitt takes a peek over at first. Pitch on its way. Diolio pops that one up. Foul territory. Vieux gives it a look, and that one will get out of play. It's a foul ball. Count remains 0-2. Coming set, the Red Sox left-hander. Diolio in the crouch stance in the batter's box. Hits that one up in the air. Foul territory once again. Vieux gives it another look, but that one will drop in foul after hitting the screen up here at Labatt Park. No scare like last week yet, where a ball made its way over the screen and then clanked right above me here in the press box. Made me jump. Howitt comes set on the mound. Peeks over at 1. 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss from Diolio. So 2 strikeouts back-to-back here for Danny Howitt of Byron Reichstein and Eduardo Diolio, 2 of the better hitters in this Majors lineup. And he's got 2 away after the leadoff walk to Reyes Cruz. That'll bring up Starling Joseph, 0 for 1 in the ball game today. Lined out to left field. Thought he may have had the 2nd homer of the inning and gone back-to-back with Eduardo Diolio, but Left fielder Tyler Wilson was able to track that down, and then Cleveland Brownlee hit one out as the very next batter, so the Majors did get another home run in that frame. Joseph already in his second trip to the plate, as the first four batters have been for the Majors in this second inning. A quick move over to first from Howard, and Reyes Cruz is back to the bag standing. Not an overly aggressive lead from Tommy Reyes Cruz, the Montreal native, standing over at first base. Howard peeks over, pitch coming. That one high to Joseph. That one, it'll be ball one. One ball, no strikes. Here's the pitch on its way. Breaking ball. Joseph looks at that one. A snap throw from the catcher Veilleux, but back standing once again is Reyes Cruz. 2 balls, no strikes. Great hitters count here for Joseph. 2 away in the bottom of the second inning. Brantford trying to limit the damage after coughing up a 4 spot in the first. Pitch coming. Joseph belts that one down the left field line. It's going to get down in fair territory and roll all the way to the wall. Around second, Reyes Cruz. He's being waved home by third base coach Brent Wales. Relay comes in. Here's the throw to the plate, and Reyes Cruz comes in standing up. An RBI double for Starling Joseph, and the Majors lead 5-0. JC, after a big first inning for the Majors, they just keep adding on here in the second.
Yeah, it's a nice confidence booster for them. They may have not started out to the season the way that they wanted, but playing this team here back at home tonight must give them a little bit more energy for the rest of the season.
A big win on Friday against Brantford in Brantford. A big win yesterday in Barrie. So the Majors, if they win this game, they're back at 500. They sweep the weekend and go into next weekend with a little bit of momentum, as Cleveland Brownlee steps into the batter's box for the second time. 1 for 1 in the ball game with a home run. Pitch to Brownlee, fouled straight back. It's no balls and 1 strike. See Starling Joseph standing over at second base after the double. Time called here at the plate. Brownlee steps out. Heads into a squat. Wonder if he tweaked something there in the batter's box. Stretching out just a little bit. Majors manager Roop Channerdat, a couple of steps out of the dugout. Brownlee says he's good to go. Working those legs out. It's been 4 seasons here, 5th season now for the Majors, and Cleveland Brownlee every year tells me he's getting a stolen base, and I'm still waiting for that stolen base from Cleveland here at Labatt Park. Pitch on its way from Howard. Brownlee in the air, left center field. Chasing after it and tracking is the left fielder Wilson. He comes down with that baseball for the 3rd out of the inning. So we're through 2 frames complete here at Labatt Park, and the Majors lead by a score of 5-0.
I want to ride this pony, but I suffer from low E.
Millions of people are suffering from low energy, commonly known as low E.
Low E has hurt my performance in the bedroom. I haven't been able to make the bed in years.
Now there's hope. Planet Fitness replaces low E with Big E, which keeps you energized and glowing all day. Simply join through the free PF app for only $15 a month.
Planet Fitness is a proud partner of your London Majors.
You're watching.
Here's the pitch. Joseph drills it to right center field. That ball's going back to the warning track, to the wall. Goodbye, baseball. Starling Joseph, a 2-run home run.
London Majors Baseball on Majors TV.
Back here for the 3rd inning between the Majors and the Red Sox. 5-0 London. Through 2. Jared Lund's been stellar on the mound for the Majors. Has gone 1-2-3 through the Red Sox in the first 2 frames, looking to keep that up here in the 3rd. Not only has he gone 1-2-3, he's done it on just 16 pitches for the Majors. Lund threw 9 in the first and 7 in the second inning. Kieran Bowles will step into the batter's box. Bowles, a member of the 2022 Majors Championship team, received his championship ring before the game today. Bowles behind the plate for the final out of the championship, thrown by Fernando Fernandez. That one in there for a called strike one on Bowles. Bowles, a guy familiar with Jared Lund, played with him last year, obviously. Knows the funky delivery that Lund features. Here's the pitch from the Majors left-hander. In there on the inside corner for strike two. So no balls and 2 strikes from Jared Lund to Kieran Bowles. 0-2 breaking ball, did not catch the plate according to the home plate umpire. That one misses outside. It's 1-2. Lund ready on the mound, into the windup. Here's the pitch on its way. Bowles fights that one off and fouls it back. Count remains a ball and 2 strikes. See Jared Lund there with the bleach blonde hair on our center field camera. Something he and his teammates at Salem University did this season. That one misses. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Bowles. Lund got ahead of him pretty quickly, but has had a hard time putting him away so far. A couple balls and a foul ball pitch. That one misses as well. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Full count offering on its way from the Majors left-hander. On the ground to shortstop. Hit pretty hard. Candela sliding stop. Throw to first in time. Great play over there at short by Majors shortstop Keith Candel. Moving to his right, sliding, backhanding, and throwing to Kane McGee at first to record the first out of the top of the 3rd inning. Evan Ryan digs into the batter's box now for the Brantford Red Sox. Ryan, a guy who was a junior player in the league for several years for Brantford. He really made an impact on the Brantford Red Sox squad, turned into a pretty solid player for them, so they've brought him along here once again in the 2023 season. Into the windup goes Lund. Here's the pitch. Called strike. Looked like Ryan may have gone around. They didn't even need to appeal as it was in the zone. Ryan, a home run, 10 RBIs last season for Brantford. Pitch coming on the ground, and it's fouled off his foot. Lund goes to play it, but Ryan limping towards his right. 3 doubles in the regular season for Ryan last year. 10 runs batted in. Susceptible to strikeouts, and that's what Jared Lund is going to look to do here with the 0-2 count. Ryan hits that one in the air, foul territory. After it are McGee and D'Aleo. McGee chasing, but that one is into the screen, a foul ball. Long run there for Majors first baseman Kane McGee. No chance for either him or D'Aleo because it hit the screen back of home plate. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Evan Ryan in the batter's box, Jared Lund into the windup. Here's the pitch. Ryan in the air, shallow right field. Out goes Reyes Cruz, and that one's going to drop in. So a little bloop. We'll see how they score it. Tommy Reyes Cruz into shallow right field. Had a hard time tracking that baseball, it seemed. It'll be a hit for Evan Ryan. Reyes Cruz never really had a beat on that baseball. Spun around once or twice and tried to come down with it, but couldn't make the grab. So Ryan stands at first with the Red Sox first hit of the ball game, and Roger Keane is in the batter's box. The number 9 hitter and right fielder. Pitch from Lund is up and in for ball 1. 1-0 is the count. Lund comes set, peeks over at first. Pitch on its way. In there for a called strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out here in the top of the 3rd inning. And now Tommy Reyes Cruz is leaving the field. It looks as if he may have injured himself on that last play. So Reyes Cruz heads off with Tyson Jelfs, the Majors trainer, and it'll be Brett Graham taking over at second base for London. Brett Graham into the ball game at second base. As mentioned, get a look at him there on your screen, trying to get things sorted out with Keith Candell. Reyes Cruz kind of went out awkwardly to try to field that baseball. And now he heads into the clubhouse with Tyson Jelfs, so we'll see if he's back in the lineup next weekend. Swing and a miss from Roger Keane. He's certainly done for the afternoon as Graham comes in. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runner over at first base is Evan Ryan after the bloop single. Coming set is Lund. Peaks over at first. 1-2 home. That one is outside for ball 2. 2-2. See on your screen from the center field camera, Roger Keane rocking quite the mustache this season. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, runner over at first base, pitch from Lund on its way. Keane swings through that one. A foul tip held onto by D'Aleo, and that'll be the second out of the top of the 3rd inning. Jared Lund so far in the contest, 3 strikeouts through 2 2/3 innings of work. 32 pitches thrown here. Jesse Fishbaum into the batter's box, 0 for 1 in the ball game. Struck out swinging to start things off. Lund peeks over at first. Pitch on its way inside to Fishbaum, and that'll be ball 1. Lund had 2 of his strikeouts come in the first inning. His 3rd one right there against Keane. Coming set is Lund. Peeks over at first. Holding the 1-0 home. That one's on the outside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike. 5-0 Majors here in the top of the 3rd inning at Labatt Park. Majors trying to go for a weekend sweep. Games just getting underway around the IBL. All 8 IBL teams in action this afternoon. Pitch from Lund, the 1-1. Cut on and missed by Fishbaum. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Lund ready. Looking to get out of the top of the 3rd inning and leave Ryan stranded at first. The 1-2 home. Breaking ball, flared. On the infield, it's Graham, fresh into the ball game at second base, who will make the catch, and that will retire the side. It'll be the 3rd and final out of this top of the 3rd inning. Majors remain up by a score of 5-0 here in the 3rd. Well, we talked to J.C. Solomon in the 2nd inning. Now we'll have her chat with Majors manager Roop Chanadad in this week's edition of the Roop's Report on Majors.
I'd like to welcome in Roop for the Roop's Report on this beautiful Sunday afternoon. Roop, this is your 2nd game at home. You didn't get the start to the season that you wanted, but now you have 2 wins under your belt with this new team. What kind of confidence does that give you going into this afternoon's game?
You know, it helps a lot. The guys are starting to feel good about themselves. It takes a while to get chemistry, and, you know, I use the word culture. It's understanding the culture we've built here over the years and them to follow that, you know. And the other big part is playing 9 innings. We haven't strung together 9-inning games. You know, we lost 2 games in the 8th, 9th inning, so we're starting to put together 9-inning games.
This team has started to get used to each other. Now kind of knowing the players and their dynamics, what is going to be your coaching style for this season?
You know what? My coaching style doesn't change. You know, it's pitching and defense, and then get timely hitting. So we're working on the defense. It's not quite where we want to be. The pitching is a work in progress. You know, my thing with pitchers is, you know, command the zone. Right now we're lacking that command in the zone, but it's getting better. And then, you know, the timely hitting, that's coming along. So my philosophy never really changes. It's just making sure we start executing.
Thanks so much, Roop.
That was this week's edition of the Roop's Report with Majors TV's J.C. Solomon and Majors general manager, field manager, and co-owner Roop Chanadad. Roop really talked about the details in that interview, the attention to detail and how important that is for this Majors group in particular, and a guy who has nailed every detail so far in the ball game is Jared Lund. He's been very successful out there on the mound. Through 3 scoreless innings, has only allowed 1 hit. And that was a ball that Tommy Reyes-Cruz had a hard time tracking out in shallow right field and wound up hurting himself on the play. But aside from that, it's been smooth sailing for Jared Lund. For the Majors offense, it's been a great afternoon so far. 5 runs in the ball game, 4 in the first, 1 in the second. It'll be 6, 7, and 8 here in the bottom of the third. Kane McGee, Drew Lawrence, and Dan Battelle. Pitch from Danny Howitt. McGee hits that one hard on the ground towards second base. Scooped up there by Kieran Bowles. He'll throw over to Seth Hedges, and that'll be the first out of the bottom of the third. Howitt makes quick work of McGee, and Drew Lawrence steps into the batter's box. If you'll recall, Drew Lawrence in his last trip to the plate got jammed on a pitch on his hands and flared it out to right field for a single. That was the final batter that Christian Herrera faced before Danny Howitt came in. Howitt ready on the mound. Pitch on its way to Lawrence. Cut on and fouled off, it looks like. Perhaps missed there by Drew and by the catcher, Jeremy Vieux. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. 1 away here in the bottom of the third inning. Howitt comes set. Pitch on its way. Lawrence flares that one into right field. Roger Keane is positioned perfectly, and he will make the grab on a shallow fly ball for the second out of the third inning. Howitt making quick work of the Majors so far here in the bottom of the third as Dan Battelle steps into the batter's box. Battelle 0 for 1 in the contest, lined out to left field in his last trip. One of the few Majors without a hit in this ball game. It's Battelle, Candell, McGee, and Reichstein that don't have hits. Over half the lineup does through 2 2/3 innings, as the first pitch to Battelle misses from Danny Howitt, who has now reached 30 pitches in the contest. Howitt, pitch coming. Battelle popped up, foul territory, and that will be a foul ball. 1 ball, 1 strike the count to the Majors' third baseman. Battelle on the year, 3 for 11. 2 singles and a double consist of those 3 hits. Now 3 for 12 after he was retired in his first trip to the plate. That's a called strike on the outside corner. So 1 ball and 2 strikes with 2 outs to Battelle. Howitt has allowed 1 run since coming into the ball game. Pitch from Howitt, breaking ball, drops in there for a called strike 3. So the Majors go 1, 2, 3 in the bottom of the third inning. They'll head back out on the field after this.
Go beyond the scores and get to know the athletes who call the Forest City home.
Joseph crushes one.
Game Day London brings you in-depth stories and conversations about London's major teams and the athletes. Whether it's in the rink with the Knights or on the field with the Majors, Game Day London has you covered from the start. For fresh and engaging sports coverage, visit GameDayLondon.com, a proud sponsor of Majors TV.
You're watching London Majors Baseball. London Majors Baseball.
London Majors Baseball on Majors TV.
Here we go.
Believe me, you've never heard a talk show like this.
I'm sleeping with Joe Carter. By the way, Joe did not touch the ball.
Yeah, I have to say, like, your voice is fantastic.
Meet Smitty.
Listen, I'm the brains here.
And Mitty.
And I'm the good-looking funny one.
This is the Smitty Mitty Show.
Catch new episodes of the Smitty and Mitty Show wherever you get your podcasts.
You're watching London Majors Baseball on Majors TV.
Back in the nick of time to catch the kids running the bases here at Labatt Park. Kid in the white shirt with the hat is leading right now. Oh boy, he's really distancing himself from the pack. Around third, losing a little bit of speed, but he will come in and score safely. He is today's winner. Lots of kids in attendance. You'll see that in an afternoon contest like this one, as the Majors play host to the Brantford Red Sox. And one of the new additions to the kids running the bases this year is that large Go Majors flag that is proudly sailed. Couple more little ones rounding the bases here, including a youngster with her dad, it looks like. Rounding third, heading home. Oh, and she missed the plate. There we go. Everybody's safe. Well, it looks like the kids had fun on the field running the bases there. The Majors have certainly been having fun so far in the ball game. Up 5-0 after 3 full innings. They scored 4 in the first, 1 in the second. Did not score in the third, the first inning that they went scoreless. Jared Lund's been terrific on the mound for London. Lund through 3 innings has faced 10 batters, 1 above the minimum. Has been thrown plenty of strikes, 75% strikes so far in his 3 innings of work. 1 hit allowed. That was a bloop single into right that Reyes Cruz could not track down. 3 strikeouts for Lund. Stranded Evan Ryan over at first base. A great outing so far for the Majors left-hander in his first start of the season and only his second career start in the Inter-County Baseball League. As Eduardo Teoleo fires down to Brett Graham at second base. And we are set for action here in the top of the 4th inning. Home plate umpire cleans off the plate for the Brantford Red Sox. In the frame, it will be Tyler Wilson, Jeremy Veilleux, and Nick Burdett looking to put the Red Sox on the scoreboard. Lund into the windup. Here's the first pitch of the top of the 4th. In the air, fouled off by Wilson, 0-1. One of the key parts of Jared Lund's outing, not only the strike throwing, but the efficiency that he's pitched with. That was his 37th pitch of the ball game through 3 innings of work, plus that 1 offering. That one is in there for a called strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pardon me, no balls, 2 strikes. To the Red Sox left fielder. Lund into the windup. Here's the 0-2 home in the dirt. Ball 1. Lund has tried to put several Red Sox away with a breaking ball. Has not worked up to this point. Shakes off Deolio a couple times. Now here's the pitch. Fouled off, and the count will remain at 1-2 strikes. Saw it on your screen. You see it again there. Jared Lund has quite the dirty left leg over in the shin area, and that is because of how low he gets with that back leg when he's pitching. 1 ball, 2 strikes, pitch coming, breaking ball. That one sails on him. It's way outside, and it's 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes to the Red Sox leadoff man here in this top of the 4th inning. Pitch from Lund in the air. Shallow right field once again. Graham, McGee, Reichstein converging, and it is the right fielder, Byron Reichstein, calling everyone off to record the first out of the top of the 4th inning. Good battle put up at the plate there by Wilson. Able to fight off quite a few tough pitches. And then eventually flies out to right side. And that'll bring up Jeremy Veilleux, the catcher. Veilleux 0 for 1 in the ball game. Struck out looking in his last trip. First pitch, that one is fouled off. 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. That one will miss high. 1 ball, 1 strike now to Veilleux. Working quickly is Lund, as per usual. That one misses outside. It's 2 balls and 1 strike here. Around the IBL, all 8 teams playing, as mentioned. We'll get you an out-of-town scoreboard update later on in the ball game. Pitch from Lund is in there for a called strike 2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 away. Majors leading by 5 here in the top of the 4th. Pitch coming from Lund. Line straight back at the screen. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes here. Majors left-hander looks in into the windup. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball, fouled off by Veilleux. Count remains 2-2 with 1 away. Two and 2, 1 away. Lund looks in for the sign from D'Elio. Into the windup. Here is the pitch. Inside, just missed the corner. Veilleux may have thought that was strike 3 as he started taking a couple of steps towards the dugout, but he'll take that. Gets another chance here. Lund has yet to issue a free pass in the ball game. Here's the 3-2 home. Inside corner, called strike 3. Veilleux goes down looking. He's the 4th strikeout victim from Jared Lund in this ball game, and there are 2 gone now in the top of the 4th. So the big bat of Nick Burdett saunters into the batter's box. Hit a hard ground ball up the middle that Keith Candell made a nice play on for the first out of the 2nd inning. First pitch from Lund on the ground, hit softly to Brett Graham at second base. Quick play over there, and he will throw it on to first for the final out of the top of the 4th inning. It's been quick work for Jared Lund so far throughout this ball game. 4 innings, only 51 pitches. We'll take a moment now for our insurance tip of the game from our insurance guy, Eric Gagne.
Today, we thought we'd share an insurance tip on ways to get insurance for your home, auto, or business. You could simply go online with some companies and do online quoting, and then they set you up with a call center agent. Second one is through an insurance broker who may have access to 10 or 15 companies to send out your information for quotes. And the third one is an insurance agent. So depending on what you're looking for, if you're just looking for no frills, you may be looking just to do an online thing. If you're looking for a more personable service, people to take care of you, may reach out to a broker or an insurance agent. But there's multiple ways to get insurance for your home, auto, or your business. I'm Eric Gagne with our insurance guy. Now back to you guys in the booth.
Due to some technical difficulties last week, we didn't get to play our insurance tip of the game, so we'll actually have 2 of those today for you. Thanks to Eric for providing that as always. And we'd like to thank our other sponsor, one of our other sponsors, Cucina Italian Kitchen, for fueling our Majors TV crew and really the whole press box here. Everybody enjoys what is brought to the ballpark. Some great pasta today. And can't say enough good things about Cucina and their food. Just absolutely delicious. And we are grateful for all of our sponsors here on Majors TV. Danny Howett back out there on the mound for the Brantford Red Sox as they trail 5-0 here in this contest. Keith Candell strolling to the plate. Candell 0 for 1 today. Lined out to right field in his last trip to the plate. Howett comes set out there on the mound. Pitch to Candell in the air. Shallow right field, racing after it, Keane, Bowles, Hedges all out there, and Seth Hedges makes the great play, ranging all the way from first base. Difficult play there for anybody to make. Bowles tried to get over there from second. The right fielder, Roger Keane, tried to make it over, and neither could, but luckily for them, Seth Hedges, the first baseman, made a great over-the-shoulder running catch for the first out of the bottom of the fourth inning. So the lineup flips over back to the top, and Brett Graham will get his first chance in the batter's box. Took over for Tommy Reyes Cruz, who left due to injury on that pop fly into right field. Graham this season 2 for 15, 2 singles. Looking to start a rally here for the Majors in the bottom of the fourth. Pitch on its way in there on the outside corner for strike one. Graham, knees bent in the batter's box, looks out for the pitch from Danny Howett. 0-1 in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bottom of the fourth inning, 5-0 Majors. Here's the pitch from Howett. Graham laces that one back to center field, and a play there by Fishbaum made for the second out. Fishbaum initially broke in, then had to range right back, and he made the grab for the second out of the fourth. As Byron Reichstein steps to the batter's box. Reichstein, without a hit in the ball game, reached on a hit by pitch in his first trip to the plate, then struck out swinging last time against Howett. Howett set out there on the mound. Reichstein ready in the batter's box. Pitch on its way. That one misses high for ball 1, 1-0. Home. That is in the dirt for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes to Reichstein. Very patient hitter at the plate. Now, looks to me as though Byron shaved his beard. Clean shaven Byron Reichstein at the plate at the moment. 2-0, 2 out. Pitch on its way to the Majors right fielder on the ground in the hole. Going to be a tough play, and that'll get through. So Byron Reichstein breaks into the hit column in this ball game with a 2-out single. So Reichstein aboard at first base with 2 outs, and that'll bring up Eduardo DeLeo. DeLeo, a home run in the ball game so far today. That was against Christian Herrera. Breaking ball. Drops right in there. He struck out swinging against Howett in his last trip. 0-1, 2 away. Reichstein stands over at first base. Not usually a guy who steals a lot of bases, but does pick some up here and there. And Howett thinking about him. He throws over to first base. 0-1 is still the count. Doesn't get him over at first. Howett set out there on the mound. Peeks over at Reichstein. Just near the cut of the grass, not running. DeLeo sends that one down the first baseline. It is going to drop in fair. Reichstein around second. He'll head to third base. And third base coach Brent Wales throws up the stop sign. So a bloop single for Eduardo DeLeo. And now the Majors have runners on the corners with 2 away for Starling Joseph. So Starling Joseph into the batter's box now, 1 for 2 on the day. A line out and a double. It was an RBI double back in the second inning that scored the Majors' 5th run of the ball game. Came with 2 out. Looking for another 2-out base hit here to score some more runs for London. Howitt ready on the mound, pitch to Joseph. Cut on and missed. Good location there from Danny Howitt to Starling Joseph, low and away. Hard to do anything with there for Starling. No balls, 1 strike, 2 out. Ready on the mound, Howitt. Pitch on its way. Joseph swings through that pitch in the dirt, so 2 swinging strikes, and he's behind in the count 0-2. Howitt ready on the mound, comes set. Runner over at first base, Diolio. Reichstein at third, Joseph on the ground. That'll be a foul ball. 0-2, so he stays alive. Howitt has thrown 45 pitches through 3 1/3 innings. 33 of those pitches have been strikes. That's 73%. Very good rate there for Howitt. Jared Lund is at 72% for the Majors. 0-2 home from Howitt. That one misses high to Joseph, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 out. 2 on for the Majors. They're at the corners. Here's the pitch. Outside again. 2 balls, 2 strikes now on the Majors' left fielder. Howitt trying to put him away once more. Got ahead 0-2, has not been able to strike him out. There's the pitch, and that is fouled off towards the Majors' dugout. Count will remain 2-2. Six pitch at bat here for Starling Joseph. Two home from Howitt. Joseph hits that one hard to shortstop. Good stop over there by Lupton, who will throw it over to Kieran Bowles to retire the sides. The Majors strand 2 in the inning. They continue to lead by 5 here on Majors TV.
Here we go.
Believe me, you've never heard a talk show like this.
I'm sleeping with Joe Carter. By the way, Joe did not touch them all.
Yeah, I have to say, like, your voice is fantastic.
Meet Smitty.
Listen, I'm the brains here.
And Mitty.
And I'm the good-looking funny one.
This is the Smitty Mitty Show.
Catch new episodes of the Smitty and Mitty Show wherever you get your podcasts.
You're watching London Majors Baseball on Majors TV.
I want to ride this pony, but I suffer from low E.
Millions of people are suffering from low energy, commonly known as low E.
Low E has hurt my performance in the bedroom. I haven't been able to make the bed in years.
Now there's hope. Planet Fitness replaces low E with Big E, which keeps you energized and glowing all day. Simply join through the free PF app for only $15 a month.
Planet Fitness is a proud partner of your London Majors.
You're watching.
Here's the pitch. Joseph drills it to right center field. That ball's going back to the warning track, to the wall. Goodbye, baseball. Starling Joseph, a 2-run home run.
London Majors Baseball on Major.
Go beyond the scores and get to know the athletes who call the Forest City home.
Joseph crushes one.
Game Day London brings you in-depth stories and conversations about London's major teams and the athletes. Whether it's in the rink with the Knights or on the field with the Majors, Game Day London has you covered from the start. fresh and engaging sports coverage, visit GameDayLondon.com, a proud sponsor of Majors TV.
You're watching London Majors Baseball. London Majors Baseball.
London Majors Baseball on Majors TV.
No balls, 2 strikes here on Jared Lupton. Here's the pitch from Jared Lund on the outside corner. Called strike 3. 1 gone here in the top of the 5th inning as Lund gets yet another strikeout in the ball game. 5 on the day. Seth Hedges into the batter's box now for Brantford. First pitch from Lund is up and away for ball 1. (1-0) on its way, fouled off by Hedges. No, he flares that one, and it will get foul. Was closer to the line than I thought it was. Looked to be well foul, but that one dropped in just on the right side of the foul line. One ball, 1 strike, 1 away here in the top of the 5th inning. Hedges in the batter's box, 0 for 1, a fly out to center field in his last trip. That's in there for a called strike. It's 1-2. Into the windup goes Lund. 1-2 home. Hedges swings through that one, strike 3. So 2 quick outs for Jared Lund via the strikeout. That's 6 on the game now for the Majors lefty. As Kieran Bowles, the former Major, comes to the batter's box for his 2nd trip. Jared Lund into the windup. Here's the first pitch to Bowles. Inside, 1-0. Lund at an economical 59 pitches so far. Pitch on its way. Bowles lines that one over the head of Brett Graham. It's into right field. Byron Reichstein will cut it off, so it's a 2-out single for Kieran Bowles to keep this inning rolling here for the Brantford Red Sox. Evan Ryan will dig into the batter's box here for Brantford. 1 for 1 on the day, had a bloop single over the head of second baseman Tommy Reyes-Cruz. That was the only hit for Brantford up until Kieran Bowles just singled into right. Majors still out hitting Brantford 7-2. Lund peeks over at first, pitch on its way, that's high. 1-0. Ryan, the number 8 hitter in this Red Sox lineup. Lund sets out there on the mound. Peeks over at first. Pitch on its way. Inside, 2-0. Two balls, no strikes, 2 out. Jared Lund ready out there on the mound. In the batter's box, Evan Ryan. Great hitters count. Lund will come over to first base, and a balk is called. The first base umpire calls a balk, which will allow Kieran Bowles to reach second base. Lund tried to be as deceptive as he could be with that pickoff move. But the first base umpire said, can't do that. That's a balk, which allows Bowles to get into scoring position now. And Majors manager Roop Chanderdat stepped off his bench there to say, focus on the batter here. Great look at the Majors skipper there. So don't worry about the run over at second base. Just worry about Evan Ryan. 3 balls, no strikes. Lund struggling to find the zone really for the first time in this ball game. Behind 3-0 to Ryan. Ready on the mound is Lund. Peeks back a couple of times at Bowles. Pitch on its way. Ryan takes that one low for ball 4. So Jared Lund issues his first walk of the ball game on pitch number 64. Lund still commanding the zone very well aside from that walk. 68% strikes, 64 pitches, 44 of them have found the zone. We'll see if there's any action in the Majors bullpen. Well, there is right now, but that's Austin Wilkie with a cast on throwing a baseball, so not exactly the guy they're going to bring in from the bullpen. He can't even catch. Looks like it's Zach Husband down there catching for him. First pitch to Roger Keane is ripped into left field. That one's going to get down. Joseph going to come up throwing, and that will force Kieran Bowles to stay over at third base. And that will load the bases now for the top of the Brantford order and Jesse Fishbaum. Despite the fact the Majors got on the board early and are leading 5-0, this is not a done deal here, as Majors manager Roop Chanderdat will make a trip out to the mound to talk to his starting pitcher. Trying to calm him down. Nobody in the bullpen, as previously mentioned, so it was never going to be the end of the line for Lund. Majors will likely concede the run here. Oh, there's 2 outs, so it doesn't really matter. They just need 1 out to get. Bases are loaded. Bowles stands at third. Ryan at second. Roger Keane over at first base. Jared Lund trying to get through 5 scoreless innings. Jesse Fishbaum in the batter's box, 0 for 2 on the day. Will look to have the Red Sox break through, on the scoreboard. Breaking ball from Lund. That's up and away. Eduardo De Leo gives Keane a look back to first base. Majors focusing a lot on the base runners. They just need 1 out here. Lund looks in for the sign. Into the windup he goes. Pitch on its way. In the air. Right field. Reichstein moves over to his left, makes the catch, and the side is retired. So Jared Lund strands the bases loaded after a mound visit from manager Roop Chanderdat. And the Majors hang on to their 5-0 lead here through 4.5 innings. We're halfway through this ball game at Labatt Park. The Majors are up by 5 runs. Take a moment now to thank our sponsors. We're in the Game Day London broadcast booth, press box here at Labatt Park. As mentioned previously, can't say enough about Cucina Italian Kitchen as you get a look at Roop Chanderdat talking to his squad. A clear message trying to be delivered to his players, likely to not let up and keep moving forward offensively. Cucina Italian Kitchen fuels us here at Majors TV. Great food, great Italian cuisine. And during the ring ceremony, all of that content was provided to you by our 519 Jersey Auction mobile cam. It was a great look at everybody getting their rings, a special moment for all of those players, and all of that on your screen courtesy of the 519 Jersey Auction mobile camera, which has been in action all season long for us here at Majors TV. Even in that shot, you see Austin Wilkie getting work in on that right arm in the Majors bullpen. Can't quite work on the left because he's got a cast on that hand. Now, funny enough, if you'll recall, he did not get first base on that play because it was deemed that he fouled it off by home plate umpire Chris Wilhelm. That led to 2 ejections, that of Austin Wilkie and that of Majors manager Roop Chanderdat. Today around the Intercounty Baseball League, every team is in action. At Dominico Field at Christie Pitts, the Welland Jackfish lead the Toronto Maple Leafs by a score of 2-0 in the bottom of the first inning. In Kitchener, no score in the bottom of the first as well, and same thing in Hamilton as the Barrie Bay Cats are at Burnie. Pardon me, all of that was wrong. Scoreboard was not updated. Top of the third in Toronto, 2-0 Welland. That stands. Bottom of the second in Kitchener, 3-1 Panthers over the Guelph Royals. And top of the third at Burnie Arbor, no score between the Barrie Bay Cats and Hamilton Cardinals. Back here at Labatt Park, Cleveland Brownlee will saunter into the batter's box to take his cuts in his third trip to the plate. 1 for 2. Cleveland's got a home run and a fly out to left field. Looking to get on base here for the Majors against Danny Howard. It'll be Brownlee, McGee, and Lawrence due up for London. Howard has been pretty smooth sailing. 1 run allowed through 3 2/3 innings. Majors had probably their best chance at scoring in the 4th since Howard has come in aside from that second inning, but could not capitalize. Brownlee took ball 1. Here's the 1-0. Brownlee checked his swing. Did he go around? No, says the first base umpire. So 2 balls and no strikes to the designated hitter. Howitt into the windup, 2-0. Brownlee hits that one sky high into foul territory. Veilleux over, and that one's going to drop in. Jeremy Veilleux tried to track that baseball, but just out of his reach. It fell into foul territory. Evan Ryan, the third baseman, didn't look like he really had a beat on it either. He charged in hard at the last moment trying to help out, but Veilleux could not come up with that one, so it'll be a foul ball. 2-1 is the count on Brownlee. Coming set is Howitt. Here is the 2-1 home to Brownlee. Checked his swing. Did he go that time? No. 3-1. Jeremy Veilleux throws his hands up in the air. Unhappy with that call. Thought that he should have at least had one of those check swings from Brownlee, but didn't get either. So 3 balls, 1 strike. Great hitters count for Brownlee. Here's the pitch. In there. Strike 2. Cleveland thought it was ball 4. Count moves to full now. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Brownlee in the batter's box. Peeks down at third base. Gets the helmet adjusted. Now steps in. Full count. Danny Howitt on the mound. Howitt, 3 2/3, is allowed 1 run. Here's the pitch to Cleveland. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Fastball up above the strike zone. The Brownlee chases, and that'll be the first out after a long battle between Howitt and Brownlee. 1 gone here in the bottom of the 5th inning. So pinch hitter here in the spot that was designated for Kane McGee. The Majors bring in a new batter. That is Judd Walker into the ball game for the London Majors to take over for McGee. Not sure why McGee is out of the ball game. Walker is 1 for 4 this season with a single. Wonder if McGee tweaked something or if Roop Chanderdat just feels with the lefty on the mound, Majors would benefit from having a righty in the batter's box in Walker versus the lefty in McGee. Here's the pitch from Howitt. That one misses high for ball 1. 2 guys with great names, Kane McGee and Judd Walker. One coming out for the other here in the bottom of the 5th inning. 1 ball, no strikes to Walker. Swings through that one. It's a ball and a strike now from Howitt. McGee 0 for 1 in the ball game before he was removed. Here's the 1-1 pitch. In there, called strike 2 to Walker. You'd have to assume Walker takes over at first base unless the Majors pull a few changes defensively. Howard looks in, comes set out there on the mound. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The 1-out pitch. Driven into the left center field gap. That one's going to get down. It'll be tracked nicely by Tyler Wilson. So it's a pinch hit single for Judd Walker with 2 strikes. So he avoids a strikeout and gets on base in the process. And the Majors have a base runner with 1 away as Drew Lawrence steps into the batter's box. Blooped a single in his first trip and then flared one out to right, that time caught by Roger Keane. He's kind of hit the ball to the same spot twice, once against the starter Christian Herrera and once against Danny Howitt. Here's the pitch from Howitt to Lawrence, lines that one straight back at the screen. Foul ball. I'd like to think that if the screen wasn't there, I would have caught that one. But luckily, it is there for our protection, so we don't have to leave that up to chance. Howitt takes a peek over at first, and we'll throw over to check on Judd Walker. But he's back with a dive. It's 0-1 count, 1 away here, runner over at first base. Bottom of the 5th inning between the Red Sox and Majors. Drew Lawrence in the batter's box. Danny Howitt on the mound. 0-1 from Howitt on its way. In the dirt. 1 ball and 1 strike. Howitt now at 61 pitches through 4 innings. No sign of action in the Brantford bullpen at the moment, so Howitt is being allowed to continue here. Getting his lead over at first is Walker. Not an overly big one. Here's the pitch to Lawrence inside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Lawrence ready in the box. Howitt comes set out there on the mound. Pitch on its way. Lawrence on the ground to third base. Ryan, a nice backhanded stop. Throw to second in the dirt. It gets away. Walker slides in safely. Keane charging hard. Judd Walker will get into third base. A low throw from Evan Ryan on a ball that he had to make a nice play on. Couldn't plant his feet properly. Threw one in the dirt. Kieran Bowles couldn't handle it. And it got past him into right field as Judd Walker slid in. So Drew Lawrence will reach first base, and the Majors will have runners on the corners here with 1 away. We'll see how that all gets ruled. You can expect it to be a fielder's choice and an error. On Evan Ryan, you'd have to think. Lawrence stands over at first base, a threat to run with his speed. Takes a bigger lead than that of Walker when he was over there. Lawrence is running. On the ground, into the hole, perfectly placed by Dan Battelle. That'll score a run. Walker is in to score. Here comes Drew Lawrence all the way from first base. Throw from center, not in time. Lawrence scores as well. It's a 2-run single for Dan Battelle, and the Majors lead 7-0. Perfectly placed there by Dan Battelle on the hit and run. Found the exact hole that was vacated by the shortstop Lupton going to cover. Great execution there by the Majors on the small ball. So a mound visit here for Danny Howitt. Likely not a pitching change just yet as action is about to begin in the Brantford Red Sox bullpen. Looks like Aiden Colangelo is out there, but I don't think he's the one throwing. Appears to be Sean Hood Tidman, the former Major, getting up in the Red Sox bullpen. Keith Candell steps into the batter's box. He's 0 for 2 on the day. A line out and a pop fly to the first baseman, Seth Hedges. Hedges is way in. Infield shifted over. The left side is deep. Here's the pitch to Candell. Drops in for a strike. Red Sox thinking maybe Candell squares around to bunt here perhaps. Or just guarding against the possibility with the infield shifted. Shortstop Jared Lupton is on the edge of the grass out there. That one is fouled off by Candell. Hit his foot as it was rolled towards third base. Into play it is Evan Ryan, the third baseman. No balls, 2 strikes, and the Majors shortstop. 1 away, runner in scoring position is Dan Battelle. Oh, 2 home from Howitt. Swing and a miss. Candell chases out of the strike zone there. Tag is placed on him, so the out is completed. 2 gone now in the bottom of the 5th inning, and Brett Graham will come to the batter's box for the second time. Graham took over for the injured Tommy Reyes Cruz earlier in the ball game, and he lined out to center field in his lone trip to the plate. If I remember correctly, that was the ball that Jesse Fishbaum broke in on originally, but then got back and made a play on. Graham in the batter's box, Howitt out there on the mound. Comes set, peeks back at Battelle, who stands at second. Pitch on its way, swing and a miss, strike 1. Seven nothing London here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Brett Graham trying to add on. He's got a runner in scoring position. Howitt comes set out there on the mound, peeks back at Battelle, swing and a miss, 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Brett Graham trying to keep the inning alive for the Majors. Danny Howitt comes set out there on the mound. Peeks back at Battelle. Pitch on its way. Graham chases. Veilleux missed the tag. Throw to first is a bit high, but Hedges is there to complete the out. So it's back-to-back strikeouts to end the inning for Danny Howitt. The Majors, though, add on to their lead. They're up 7-0 after 5 here at Labatt Park. We'll have more baseball for you after this.
Here we go.
Believe me, you've never heard a talk show like this.
I'm sleeping with Joe Carter. By the way, Joe did not touch them all.
Yeah, I have to say, like, your voice is fantastic.
Meet Smitty.
Listen, I'm the brains here.
And Mitty.
And I'm the good-looking funny one.
This is the Smitty Mitty Show.
Catch new episodes of the Smitty and Mitty Show wherever you get your podcasts.
You're watching London Majors Baseball on Majors TV.
I want to ride this pony, but I suffer from low E.
Millions of people are suffering from low energy, commonly known as low E.
Low E has hurt my performance in the bedroom. I haven't been able to make the bed in years.
Now there's hope. Planet Fitness replaces low E with Big E, which keeps you energized and glowing all day. Simply join through the free PF app for only $15 a month.
Planet Fitness is a proud partner of your London Majors.
You're watching.
Here's the pitch. Joseph drills it to right center field. That ball's going back to the warning track, to the wall. Goodbye, baseball. Starling Joseph, a 2-run home run.
London Majors Baseball on Majors.
Just in the nick of time, we're back to start the top of the 6th inning. First pitch from Jared Lund to Tyler Wilson is fouled off for strike 1. Jared Lund working into his 6th inning. No action in that Majors bullpen. He's at 68 pitches now after that last one just thrown through 5. Pitch from Lund, lined in the hole. Going to be a tough play. Ranging over was Graham, but he couldn't get there. So that one into right field. And it's a leadoff single for Tyler Wilson. Jeremy Veilleux will step into the batter's box now for the 3rd time. He's 0 for 2 today against Jared Lund. 2 strikeouts, and both of them were looking for Veilleux. Lund comes set out there on the mound, working with a runner over at first base. Hasn't had many base runners to deal with, but in the last few innings, they've come at a more frequent rate. That one is ripped down the line by Veilleux. Chasing after it, Starling Joseph. It'll go up into the corner. Around third, getting the wave home is Wilson. Here's the throw from Candell to the plate. DeLeo, the tag! They got him! A great relay by the Majors. Joseph to Candell to DeLeo, and they cut down Tyler Wilson trying to score on the long base hit, extra base hit, pardon me, for Jeremy Veilleux. A great relay there by the Majors. It's their second out at the plate from the outfield this season, both coming at home. Last weekend, Drew Lawrence, a great throw. This weekend, a great relay from Starling Joseph to Keith Candell to Eduardo DeLeo. We'll see if they rule that a double, moving up on the throw for Veilleux, or a triple. He stands at third nonetheless. Nick Burdett in the batter's box now, takes ball one. It is going to be a double, and then moving up on the throw. 1 ball, no strikes to Burdett. Still a threat out there. 90 feet away is the first run for Brantford. 2 balls and no strikes is the count. Majors remain up 7-0. Burdett ready in the batter's box. Tough lefty-lefty matchup. 2-0 home. Burdett swings through that one. 2-1. Lund a good high fastball on that last pitch. Now we see some action in the Majors bullpen. On first glance, I believe that's Skylar Janice getting loose. Have yet to see a number, though. That pitch from Lund will miss. It is Janice out in the bullpen. You get a look at him right there. First outing of the year was last weekend during the home opener. Getting warm in case the Majors remove Lund here shortly from this ball game. Fouled straight back by Burdett. Lund at 75 pitches, and as mentioned, he was a starter at Salem University, but he has not started in his time with the Majors, so perhaps trying to keep that pitch count a little bit lower. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Jared Lund against Nick Burdett. Trying to get a huge second out is Lund. Ready out there on the mound. Here's the pitch coming. Burdett sends that one into foul territory towards the parking lot. And that is a foul ball. Normally I get here pretty early before the ball games. Today running a little bit late. I hope that didn't come near my car. Otherwise it'll be a tough surprise after the ball game. 3-2 is the count. Nick Burdett in the batter's box. 1 out here in the top of the 6th inning. Lund ready on the mound. Pitch on its way. Burdett lines that one straight back to the screen. Good battle brewing between Burdett and Lund. Burdett in the ball game 0 for 2, as many of his teammates have been. 2 ground balls. One pretty hard up the middle that Candell made a nice play on, and one very softly hit out to second base. The Brantford designated hitter in the batter's box looks out at the Majors lefty. Here's the pitch from Jared Lund. Breaking ball, clipped Burdett. So it'll be a hit by pitch for Jared Lund. Would have been ball 4 anyway. Looked as though it missed the plate. And Burdett heads out to first base. So runners on the corners now with 1 away for Brantford as they continue to press. And that'll bring out Majors pitching coach Brent Wales for a visit to Jared Lund to try to talk him through what the Majors want to do for the next couple of hitters. Jarrett Lupton is the batter. As mentioned, Skylar Janice got throwing earlier in the inning, pardon me. We'll give you a look at the out-of-town scoreboard here very briefly as the mound visit gets wrapped up here. Bottom of the 4th in Toronto, 2-0 Welland. Top of the 3rd in Kitchener, 5-1 Panthers, and top of the 4th in Hamilton. Still no score between the Cardinals and Baycats. Nick Burdett stands at first base. Jeremy Veilleux stands over at third. Jared Lund out there on the mound. Jarrett Lupton at the plate. On the ground to second base. This could be two. Graham, flip over to Candell. Throw on to first. Double play. One pitch is all it took after the mound visit to get out of it. A great job by Jared Lund to erase the base runners he had and maintain a 7-0 score for the Majors through the top of the 6th inning. Jared Lund, a fantastic outing so far in the ball game. 6 innings, 79 pitches, 54 of them strikes, 5 hits, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts. A hit batter, that was Burdette in that inning. 4 runners left on base, 1 balk to go along with it. Hitters batting .238 against him in the ball game today. We'll see if Danny Howard heads out to the mound for the Brantford Red Sox for another inning of work. That would be, he's already pitched 4 2/3, and yes, he is. We saw Sean Hood Tidman loosening up in the last inning for the for the Red Sox, but he's not into the ball game here. Danny Howard is. We'll send it now to the second member of our crew today. Here is J.C. Solomon.
Thanks, Dylan. For those of you who missed prior to this game, the London Majors had a ring ceremony for their championship last year, and some of the players even wearing 2 rings for back-to-back champions. It was a pretty special moment and a pretty special day for this London Major team. This means a lot to the London community. You know, we have a lot of fans out here supporting the Majors this afternoon, not only for the ring ceremony, but for their second home game of the season. The first one, the weather wasn't as nice as today, but today is an absolutely gorgeous day for Brantford to be in town and take on the London Majors. We'll send it back to you in the Game Day London press box.
Thank you, JC. It is a beautiful day for baseball indeed here at Labatt Park in the Game Day London press box. My name is Dylan Baker, been accompanying you all afternoon long. It is a gorgeous day for baseball, and the Majors have certainly showed up both at the plate and on the mound. Jared Lund has been stellar in his 6 innings of work. Danny Howard's been pretty good since coming out of the Brantford Red Sox bullpen, but the Majors lead by a score of 7-0 through 5.5 frames. For the Majors this inning, it'll be Byron Reichstein, Eduardo DeLeo, and Starling Joseph due up for London. Infield is ready for a throw down. Veilleux says it'll be coming on the next one. Howard at 70 pitches through 4 2/3 innings. 50 of them have been strikes. That's a 71.43 strike percentage. Has been pounding the zone. Has conceded 3 earned runs, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts, 5 hits. Not a line that's all that dissimilar to Lund's, the only difference being that Howard has allowed 3 runs and Lund has not allowed any through 6 innings, aided by the great relay from the outfield. Starling Joseph to Keith Candell to Eduardo DeLeo. Back in the top of the 6th inning. Reichstein digs into the batter's box for this lefty-lefty matchup against Howard. Pitch on its way. Reichstein hits that one on the ground towards Kieran Bowles at second. He bobbles. Reichstein hustling. Throw to first is wide. And Reichstein will reach on what will likely be ruled an error on Kieran Bowles. So Byron Reichstein aboard once again for London. And now there's a runner at first base for Eduardo DeLeo. DeLeo homer to center field in his first trip, then a strikeout, and then a bloop single to right in his last at-bat. Danny Howard on the mound, peeking over to Byron Reichstein. Pitch on its way. DeLeo takes that one in the dirt. Reichstein will move up as that one comes to the backstop. Veilleux couldn't keep that in front of him. Sean Hood Tidman back loosening up in the Brantford Red Sox bullpen. Now, did DeLeo swing through that, or was that ball 1? It's 1 ball and no strikes. So Reichstein now in scoring position for the Majors. DeLeo in the batter's box, peeks out at Howard. Here's the pitch on its way. DeLeo lines that one straight back here. It's a foul ball, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. DeLeo in the batter's box, ready. Howard on the mound comes set, peeks back at Reichstein at second. Here is the 1-1 home. D'Aleo lines that one right back up the middle. Reichstein had to hold in case it was caught. He'll get into third base and be held there by third base coach Brent Wales. Sounded like that may have broken the bat. It was definitely off the end for D'Aleo as it flared into center field. So runners on the corners now with nobody out for Starling Joseph. And that will lead to a mound visit here for the Brantford Red Sox. Hood Tidman still loosening in the bullpen and now on his way into the ball game, it seems. Danny Howitt, 4 2/3 innings, 74 pitches, 3 runs. After a tough start for the Brantford Red Sox, Howitt stabilized for a little while. He'll be replaced right now. We'll have the new pitcher, some numbers on him, and more baseball when we come back.
I want to ride this pony, but I suffer from low E.
Millions of people are suffering from low energy, commonly known as low E.
Low E has hurt my performance in the bedroom. I haven't been able to make the bed in years.
Now there's hope. Planet Fitness replaces low E with Big E, which keeps you energized and glowing all day. Simply join through the free PF app for only $15 a month.
Planet Fitness is a proud partner of your London Majors.
You're watching.
Here's the pitch. Joseph drills it to right center field. That ball's going back to the warning track, to the wall. Goodbye, baseball. Starling Joseph, a 2-run home run.
London Majors Baseball on Majors TV.
Welcome back to Majors Baseball on Majors TV. New arm on the mound for the Brantford Red Sox is Sean Hood Tidman. Hood Tidman, a righty from Stratford, Ontario, taking over for Danny Howitt, the lefty. Hood Tidman last season appeared in 12 games. 5 of them were starts. Went 0-5 with an ERA of 2016. 27 2/3 innings pitched. The problem for Hood Tidman was the command. He struck out 22 batters and walked 46 last year. So more than double the amount of strikeouts that he had. If he's able to hone in on the strike zone, he should have some success. In his first outing this season, Hood Tidman pitched on Friday night against the Majors, went 1 inning, allowed 5 runs, 2 hits, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. He'll be tasked with getting through 4, 5, and 6 in the Majors order. That's Joseph, Brownlee, and Walker. Runners on the corners now with nobody out. Hood Tidman is a former London Major, pitched for the Majors in 2019. The offering from Hood Tidman will miss low and away. In that season for London, he appeared in 10 games, all of them relief appearances. He was 0-1 with a 1480 earned run average in 10 1/3 innings pitched. 10 strikeouts, 8 walks there. Hood Tidman comes set out there on the mound. Here's the pitch. Joseph takes that one in there for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Joseph thought that one might have been a little bit high, but home plate umpire gives Hood Tidman the benefit of the doubt. Here's the pitch from the Brantford right-hander. Joseph swings through that one. It is 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody out. Runners on the corners here for London. Joseph 1 for 3 in the game. Hood Tidman ready on the mound. Pitch on its way. That's outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes to the Majors left fielder. Here's the 2-2 home. Breaking ball. Joseph skies that one. Foul territory. Ryan giving chase towards the dugout. Veilleux trying to get there. He falls hard into the backstop, but that foul ball ends up in the crowd. Hit an empty seat in the 2 rows. Is it 2 rows? 3 rows. 3 rows behind the backstop there. Starling Joseph gives a pat on the back to Veilleux for the hustle. Checks on him, makes sure he's all right. Long way to run, and then collision into the backstop for the Red Sox catcher. Starling Joseph has worked a 5-pitch at-bat here so far. Earlier in the ball game, a 6-pitch AB for Joseph. Has done a great job working counts. That one misses up and away, 3-2. And while Joseph not quite hitting for average like he was last season so far this year, listen, it's a young season yet, but his at-bats have been very good so far today. And he'll look to continue that here. 3-2. Nobody out. Joseph in the air. Center field. Fish bomb. Working back towards the warning track. He'll make the catch. Tagging from third. And scoring with ease is Byron Reichstein. So Starling Joseph hit that one hard, but right into the glove of Fishbaum. It'll be a sacrifice fly, and the Majors lead 8-0. So in to face Sean Hood-Tidman next will be Cleveland Brownlee for the 4th time. 1 for 3 in the ball game. A home run in the first inning, a fly out to left field the next time he came up, and then a strikeout swinging in his last trip on a full count. Worked that count pretty deep. Just could not get anything to show for it offensively. Pitch from Hood-Tidman to Brownlee. Outside, ball 1. DeLeo stands over at first base. He got aboard with a single on a little bloop to center. Brownlee against Hood-Tidman. Pitch on its way. Swing and a miss. Big hack from Brownlee. Coming into the ball game, Joseph, going back to his good at-bats, was under 50% in quality at-bat percentage, but he should be over that now, and Hood-Tidman was releasing that pitch as Brownlee called time, held onto it for a long while, and then as he was getting ready to throw, Cleveland called time. So frustrated right-hander out there on the mound in Hood-Tidman. Here's the pitch. Brownlee on the ground, hit hard, past the dive of Evan Ryan into left field. Brownlee, a prime double play candidate, but that one sneaks through into left. So it's a hard hit single for Cleveland Brownlee. And there's runners at first and second now with one away for Judd Walker. This is usually around the moment in the game where we see a pinch runner for Cleveland Brownlee, perhaps. The only man available on the bench, there aren't very many available on the bench for the Majors. Brad Verhoeven, Will Pollard are the only two, along with Charles Bowman, the 3 position players available for the Majors to pull from if they wanted a pinch runner for Brownlee here. Roop Chanadad well out of his dugout. Brownlee stands at first, DeLeo at second. In the box is Judd Walker. First pitch misses for ball 1. "11 pitches, 1 out recorded for Hood-Tidman so far. Comes set out there on the mound. 1-0 home, breaking ball up and in on Walker. 2 balls and no strikes. Good hitter's count here for the Majors' right-handed bat, who is 1 for 1, came in with a pinch hit single to left field. Hit that one hard. The outfield was deep, and they were able to cut it off before he could stretch it into 2. Walker took over for Kane McGee, who started the ball game at first base, and Walker fouls that one back to the screen. 2 balls and 1 strike here in the bottom of the 6th inning. 2 on. Neither of them with great speed anymore in the case of Brownlee. 1 point, a real stolen base threat. He still likes to tell you he is. So we're waiting for that Cleveland Brownlee stolen base. DeLeo stands at second. He's in scoring position. That one's in there for a strike. 2-2. Hood-Tidman, a long walk around the mound wearing the stirrup socks. Not overly high. Can see the ankles, and that's about it from Hood-Tidman. In the air, center field off the bat of Walker. Fishbaum camps under it, gets ready to throw in case the Majors move up, but DeLeo, not even a thought of that, as he will stay over at second base, and there are 2 gone now in the bottom of the 6th inning. So 2 outs, 2 on, and that'll bring up a pinch hitter. Drew Lawrence comes out of the ball game, and Will Pollard will come into the ball game. So we mentioned there aren't very many players on the bench. Another one has just been taken off the bench, heading into the ball game. So Pollard takes over for Drew Lawrence. Remaining on the bench, Brad Verhoeven and Charles Bowman. Two on, 2 out. Good spot for Pollard to potentially drive in a run. Pitch is in there for a called strike. Pollard this season, 10 at-bats for the majors. 1 for 10. That one was a double. Here's the 0-1 home. Pollard late on it, fouls it off down the line, and it's 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Sean Hood-Tidman on the mound, trying to work through the majors here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Pitch on its way, swing and a miss, strike 3. So Hood-Tidman gets the strikeout of the pinch hitter Pollard to end the inning, and that'll do it for the bottom of the 6th. Majors lead 8-0. We'll be back for the 7th after this.
Go beyond the scores and get to know the athletes who call the Forest City home.
Joseph crushes one.
Game Day London brings you in-depth stories and conversations about London's major teams and the athletes. Whether it's in the rink with the Knights or on the field with the majors, Game Day London has you covered from the start. For fresh and engaging sports coverage, visit GameDayLondon.com, a proud sponsor of Majors TV.
You're watching London Majors Baseball. London Majors Baseball.
London Majors Baseball on Majors TV.
Well, after a great ball game for Majors starting pitcher Jared Lund, 6 scoreless innings, 79 pitches. It was very efficient. 6 strikeouts, 1 walk, 5 hits allowed. Skylar Janice will take over out of the Majors bullpen. Janice, just 1 outing on the year. That was last weekend, as was the case for Lund coming into today. Janice, like Lund last week, struggled to throw strikes. We'll see how he fares in this contest. 3 walks, 1 strikeout in 2 2/3 innings this season. That pitch will miss high for ball 1. Into the windup. Here's the pitch. In the air off the bat of Seth Hedges. High on the infield. Candell coming in from shortstop has a beat on it and will make the grab looking directly into the sun for the first out of the top of the 7th. So Janice makes quick work of Hedges, and that'll bring up Kieran Bowles. 6, 7, 8 for Brantford in this inning. Hedges, Bowles, and Evan Ryan scheduled to hit. Kieran Bowles in the ball game is 1 for 2. A ground out and a hard single into right field in his last trip. Check swing foul off there. And it's 0-1. Janice did not like that baseball, so the home plate umpire gives him a new one. I believe it's 0-1. Not sure if Bowles made contact. Into the windup. Here is the pitch from Janice in the dirt. 1-1. One ball, 1 strike. Bowles fouled off the first pitch on a check swing. He hits that one in the air. Will Pollard now in center field, moving over to his left, and he'll make the grab for the second out of the top of the 7th inning. Janice, 2 quick outs. A pop out off the bat of Hedges and a fly out off the bat of Kieran Bowles, and that'll bring up Evan Ryan. Ryan 1 for 1 on the day. The only Red Sox to get on board in both of his trips to the plate, a single on a pop fly into shallow right field and a walk in his last plate appearance. Back behind the plate now for the majors as Eduardo De Leo is done. I believe that is Charles Bowman. First pitch is cut on and missed by Evan Ryan. We'll try to get you who is behind the plate for the majors. Might be Brad Verhoeven. 0-1. Up and in. If it is Verhoeven, he's a junior player, so not listed on the active roster for the majors. Bowman, during the ring ceremony, was wearing number 97, and it doesn't look like it's a 97 behind the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes is the count to Evan Ryan. Here's the pitch from Skylar Janice. That's well up and away. The catcher, Brad Verhoeven, will come down with that baseball. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Here's the pitch from Janice on the ground to second base. Moving to his left is Brett Graham. He'll throw over to Judd Walker, and that'll do it for the top of the 7th inning. A clean inning for Skylar Janice. And we will head to our second insurance tip of the game from our insurance guy, Eric Gagne.
Today, we thought we would share some insurance tips on how to reduce your auto insurance premium. So firstly, being claims-free and having no tickets or accidents is a big way to keep your premiums down. Secondly, getting winter tires installed can add a discount. Loyalty discounts can also be added, so the longer you're with a company, the more discounts that they add, as well as bundling. So bundling your home and auto insurance together with the same company, not same broker, same company, can add a discount as well too. Let them know if you're recently retired or working from home, no longer commuting to work. Those are 2 ways as well too to reduce your premiums. Check with your auto insurance agent, keep them up to date as to what the use of the vehicle is, and make sure you're getting all those discounts on your insurance. I'm Eric Gagne from Our Insurance Guy. Now back to you guys in the booth.
Stretch time here at Labatt Park. Majors lead by a score of 8-0 over the Brantford Red Sox. They scored 4 in the first, 1 in the second, 2 in the fifth, and 1 in the sixth to get these 8 runs. We appreciate you joining us. My name is Dylan Baker. Joined alongside me, J.C. Solomon throughout the game. Jackson Farrow, our producer and director extraordinaire today. Kyle Brebner working the camera. We're grateful you're with us on this Sunday afternoon, just as we're grateful for all of our sponsors this season. We saw our insurance guy there with his second insurance tip of the game. You can expect one of those per game, typically, unless there are some technical issues like we had last weekend. The mobile camera that was used during the ring ceremony to show you each player come to collect their ring is courtesy of 519 Jersey Auction. A great camera that we'll have the chance to use throughout the year, especially on home runs. That'll be a cool look at the players as they round the bases. So big thanks to 519 Jersey Auction for that. And I actually just refilled on my Alfredo pasta from Cucina Italian Kitchen. A great food supplier for us as you look at the fans there dancing around at stretch time. Cucina Italian Kitchen fuels us here at Majors TV and everybody in the Game Day London press box at Labatt Park. Everybody's joining in on the Cucina because it's just so good. For the Majors, here in the bottom of the 7th, it'll be 8-9-1. Dan Battelle, Keith Candell, and Brett Graham in this bottom of the 7th inning. Sean Hood-Tidman out there on the mound for his second inning of work. Took over for Danny Howitt in the bottom of the 6th. allowed one inherited runner to score. Overall, though, pitched pretty well out of the bullpen. That pitch to Battelle is in there on the inside corner for strike one. Looked to be a little inside, but getting the call from the home plate umpire. No balls, one strike. Pitch from Hood Tidman. That's up and away from Battelle. Pardon me, to Battelle. And it is 1-1. Hood Tidman, we mentioned the walk issue last season for the Red Sox right-hander. But 13 of his 20 pitches have been strikes, now 13 of 21, as that one misses well up on Dan Battelle. Hood Tidman, after the last couple of pitches, has walked off the mound. Scrubbed the baseball with his hands, trying to clean it off. Here comes the 2-1 on its way. That one high as well to Battelle. 3 balls, 1 strike to the Majors third baseman. Battelle got the start over at third today. Brett Graham drew up third in the inning, took over for Tommy Reyes-Cruz, who was removed with injury. He was the starting second baseman as Battelle takes that one up and in for ball 4. So Dan Battelle reaches first base, and that'll bring up Keith Candell. Candell 0 for 3 in the ball game. The number 9 hitter, a line out, a pop out, and a strikeout in the ball game. Candell looking to break into the hit column. Hood Tidman, a quick throw over to check on Dan Battelle, but he's back standing up. Coming set is Hood Tidman. Here's the pitch. That one's up and away. So ball 1 from the Red Sox righty. Only Kane McGee and Keith Candell remain out of the starting lineup with no hits. That's a called strike, 1-1. Every other starter for the Majors in today's ball game has a hit. Now McGee was removed, so he will not be getting a hit. That can be guaranteed. Candell trying to get into the hit column here. Fouls that one off, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. Nobody out in the bottom of the 7th inning as Dan Battelle stands over at first base following a leadoff walk. Candell ready in the box. Here's the pitch. That one's up high. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Keith Candell coming into the ball game today, 1 for 18, and that one a long ball yesterday in Barrie. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Pitch home to Candell. That's up and inside. 3-2 now the count on the Majors shortstop. That home run, the only time Candell's gotten aboard as well. 3-2 home. That breaking ball is up and in, so Keith Candell draws his first walk of the season, and he'll reach first base. 2 runners on after 2 straight walks from Sean Hood Tidman. 29 pitches for the Red Sox right-hander, 15 of them strikes, just over 50% in the strike percentage. That will lead us to a mound visit for the Brantford Red Sox as they try to calm Hood Tidman down and get him all sorted out. Majors are back in action at home on Friday against the Brantford Red Sox. That is their next game. The mound visit already done. Looks like it was a quick one. Don't know if the coach came out of the dugout or not very far. Brett Graham will step into the batter's box here for the Majors. He is 0 for 2 since coming into the ball game, for Tommy Reyes-Cruz, lined out to center field and then struck out. Hood Tidman, 2 walks to start the inning. Graham ready in the box. First pitch is in there for a called strike. It's 0-1. Runner in scoring position is Dan Battelle. Over at first is Keith Candell. Both guys relatively good speed out there. Pitch to Graham, that's well outside. 1-1. So after the mound visit, they got a strike, and then that one misses from Hood Tidman. Hood-Tidman still operating at just over a 50% clip in terms of strike percentage. A little bit of hair flaring out of the back of Hood-Tidman's hat. That one is inside on Brett Graham. Ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. Bottom of the 7th inning here at Labatt Park. 8-0 Majors. They're out hitting Brantford 11-5. Brantford has 2 errors. The Majors don't have any. That one's in the dirt. It squeaks past Veilleux. It'll go to the backstop, and Battelle and Candel will capitalize on that, and they will advance to second base and third base, respectively. We'll see whether that's ruled a wild pitch or a passed ball. It was in the dirt. You'd like your catcher to come up with that one, but just squeaked through the legs of Veilleux. Normally pretty sure-handed back there. So now 2 runners in scoring position for Graham. A great opportunity to drive some more runs home for the Majors. It is ruled a wild pitch. Here comes the 3-1. That is away from Hood-Tidman. And that is ball 4 to Brett Graham. So Sean Hood-Tidman has issued 3 free passes to start this inning, and with nobody out, the bases are loaded for Byron Reichstein. There is action in the Red Sox bullpen. Reichstein 1 for 3 on the day, a single that squeaked through the hole. Hood-Tidman trying to wiggle out of this jam. 3 walks to start the inning. Here's the pitch. Reichstein takes that one in there for a called strike 1, so he gets ahead of the big lefty bat. No balls, 1 strike. Nobody out. Infield back. Here's the pitch. That's up and away. Throw down to third to try to get Battelle. Not in time. A play on over at third base from Jeremy Veilleux and Evan Ryan. But no dice in the back pick attempt to get Dan Battelle, who slid in safely. If you're a big hockey fan, Team Canada's just won gold at the World Hockey Championships. As Byron Reichstein swings over that one, it is 1-2. Still nobody out here in the inning. Bases are loaded. Tough spot to be in if you're Sean Hood-Tidman. 37 pitches through an inning of work, plus these 3 batters. That one well high. 2 balls and 2 strikes from the Red Sox right-hander. Over at third, Dan Battelle. At second, Keith Candel. At first, Brett Graham. Here's the 2-2 home to Byron Reichstein. Line drive back up the middle. That'll score 1, maybe 2. Getting the wave around third is Candel. He is on his horse to score. He comes in, and into third base is Brett Graham. It's a 2-run single for Byron Reichstein, and the Majors lead 10-0. So Sean Hood-Tidman allows a 2-run single to Byron Reichstein, and that looks like it'll be all for the Red Sox right-hander. There was action in the bullpen, and the Red Sox will dip into it here to try to get them out of this tough spot. Runners at the corners, nobody out. We'll be back with a new arm after this.
Here we go.
Believe me, you've never heard a talk show like this.
I'm sleeping with Joe Carter. By the way, Joe did not touch them all.
Yeah, I have to say, like, your voice is fantastic.
Meet Smitty.
Listen, I'm the brains here.
And Mitty.
And I'm the good-looking funny one.
This is the Smitty Mitty Show.
Catch new episodes of the Smitty and Mitty Show wherever you get your podcasts.
You're watching London Majors Baseball on Majors TV.
Back here at Labatt Park. New arm out there for the Brantford Red Sox here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Runners on the corners with nobody out. That is Hayden Stam into the ball game to face the player that took over for Eduardo De Leo. We believe that's Brad Verhoeven. But that should be announced here shortly. It is Brad Verhoeven, so he is into the ball game to face Hayden Stam. First pitch from Stam to Verhoeven. That one misses high for ball 1. Verhoeven ready in the box. Pitch on its way inside. Gets away from Vieux. Reichstein thought about it, but did not advance. 2-0. Stam, big lefty, 6 feet tall, 220 pounds, excuse me. First outing of the season. Pitched in 19 games last year. Started 981 earned run average. Breaking ball in there to Verhoeven. 2-1. Looks like Stam relies heavily on that breaker. Verhoeven's seen 3 of them so far. Stam ready on the mound. Here's the pitch. Another breaking ball. Verhoeven lifts that one into right field. Racing after it. Roger Keane in the gap. He tracks that one down and will get it in as Brett Graham comes trotting home. So it's a sacrifice fly for Brad Verhoeven for his first IBL RBI. And that puts the Majors up 11-0. One away here in the inning, and that'll bring up Starling Joseph. Byron Reichstein still remains over at first base. Joseph 1 for 3 on the day. Line out, double, ground out, and a sac fly for the Majors left fielder. That pitch is high to Joseph for ball 1. Majors out hitting the Red Sox 12-5. And as mentioned, Brantford 2 errors to the Majors 0. Joseph scorches that one through the hole, and that will get into left field. It'll be a 1-out single for the Majors left fielder as everybody moves up 90 feet. First and second now, and that'll bring in the big bat of Cleveland Brownlee. 2 for 4 on the day for Cleveland, including a home run. Cleveland, as usual, goes down, picks up some dirt, and takes some practice swings. Even Stam on the mound comes set. Runners at first and second. Here's the pitch. That one misses high for ball 1. Stam looks in. Here's the pitch to Cleveland in the air. Shallow left field. Now working back on the infield as the shortstop. Tough play. It'll drop in. Infield fly was called, so the batter is out. Now Joseph has to race back to first base. He is safe. Cleveland Brownlee is out on the infield fly. The ball dropped in front of Jarrett Lupton, the shortstop. So Cleveland Brownlee is retired for the second out. And that'll bring up Judd Walker. First pitch to Walker is a ball. That one misses for ball 1, up and away. 1-0. 11-0 Majors here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Pitch from Stam. Fastball. Walker fouls that one back. 1-1. Stam peeks back at Reichstein. Here's the pitch. Walker in the air, foul territory. After it, Veilleux and Ryan. Veilleux towards the screen, and that one is out of play. Boy, oh boy, Jeremy Veilleux and that backstop have been going back and forth all game, trading blows. He's gone over to try to catch some pop-ups frequently and has come up empty. The foul ball to Judd Walker will be strike two, 1-2 with 2 away. One-two home from Stam, breaking ball in the dirt for ball 2. Action in the Majors bullpen, but that's just Skylar Janice trying to stay warm. He's been sitting on the bench for quite a while, just trying to stay loose out there. Here's the 2-2, swing and a miss from Walker, strike 3. So Hayden Stam retires Judd Walker and ends the inning there. The Majors, however, capitalize and get 3 in the frame. They lead 11-0 after 7 complete here at Labatt Park.
I want to ride this pony, but I suffer from low E.
Millions of people are suffering from low energy, commonly known as low E.
Low E has hurt my performance in the bedroom. I haven't been able to make the bed in years.
Now there's hope. Planet Fitness replaces low E with Big E, which keeps you energized and glowing all day. Simply join through the free PF app for only $15 a month.
Planet Fitness is a proud partner of your London Majors.
You're watching.
Here's the pitch. Joseph drills it to right center field. That ball's going back to the warning track, to the wall. Goodbye, baseball. Starling Joseph, a 2-run home run.
London Majors Baseball on.
Go beyond the scores and get to know the athletes who call the Forest City home.
Joseph crushes one.
Game Day London brings you in-depth stories and conversations about London's major teams and the athletes. Whether it's in the rink with the Knights or on the field with the Majors, Game Day London has you covered from the start. For fresh and engaging sports coverage, visit GameDayLondon.com, a proud sponsor of Majors TV.
Welcome back for the 8th inning. First pitch from Skylar Janice in there for a strike to Roger Keane. Keane hits that one over to shortstop. Candell plays that one off the lip and throws a strike over to Judd Walker for the first out. Skylar Janice, we saw him in the bottom of the 7th inning trying to stay loose out in the Majors bullpen. He had to sit a while. Made quick work of the Red Sox in the 7th inning. 10 pitches, 6 of them were strikes. So far, just 2 required to record the first out of Roger Keane. Now it'll be Jesse Fishbaum. Into the windup is Janice. Pitch to Fishbaum, up and in, nearly clipped him. Ball 1. Take a quick little peek at the out-of-town scoreboard. Welland up 5-3 on Toronto in the bottom of the 6th inning. Kitchener up 6-3 on Guelph in the top of the 5th at Jack Couch Park. That one misses outside from Skylar Janice. And Barrie up 4-0 in Hamilton in the top of the 6th inning at Burning Harbor Memorial Stadium over there. Some tight ball games throughout the IBL. Over here, though, 11-0 Majors. That one fouled off by Fishbaum in the top of the 8th inning. 2 balls, 1 strike the count. Janice into the windup. Here's the pitch. That's high on Fishbaum, 3-1. Jesse Fishbaum 0 for 3 on the day. A strikeout, a pop-out, and a fly-out. That one is flared. Shallow center. Going to be a tough play. Out goes Candell with a dive, and he misses that one. Collides with Brett Graham. Nobody's at second. The throw comes into Janice, and that'll hold Fishbaum. Now you just got to hope that both Keith Candell and Brett Graham are okay. Looks like they are. Was going to be a tough play for anybody to make. And then Candell went into a headlong dive to try to make it. Collided with Brett Graham. So Tyler Wilson steps into the batter's box with the runner at first base and 1 out. Exactly what you want if you're Skylar Janice. He executed his pitch well, got some weak contact, but unfortunately placed perfectly. Will Pollard pretty deep out in center field, so he couldn't make the grab, and then Candell and Graham converged, and neither could come up with the baseball as that one misses for ball 1 from Janice. Wilson has one of Brantford's 6 hits in the ball game today. That one outside, 2-0. Lund allowed 5 hits in his 6 stellar innings of work. Skylar Janice has allowed 1 hit so far in his inning and a third. Here's the pitch on the ground to third base. This could be 2. Fielded over there by Battelle, over to Graham, now to Walker, and it's a double play. So the Majors get out of it. Skylar Janice rolls a 2-ball, and that'll do it for the top of the 8th inning as Wilson grounds into the double play. 5-4-3 to wrap up the top of the 8th. It'll be Will Pollard, Dan Battelle, and Keith Candell when we come back for the bottom of the 8th inning. Hayden Stamm took over in the 7th and recorded all 3 outs after Sean Hood-Tidman placed the Red Sox into a tough spot. 50-50 draw time here at Labatt Park. Now, it became a running gag in Kamoka during the winter. Every time they announced the 50-50 ticket number, I'd look for somebody celebrating. Nobody was. But this time, we heard a cheer here at Labatt Park. Somebody's won. And last week, I believe, here at Labatt Park, there was some kind of draw for a mad prize pack, I believe. And nobody claimed it for the longest time, so they had to draw a new number. But it sounds like we found a winner for the 50-50 ticket draw, and so they'll go to the team store and claim their prize. Hayden Stamm is back out there, as expected, for the Brantford Red Sox. Stamm came in, as mentioned, for Sean Hood-Tidman. Stamm threw 13 pitches, 7 of them strikes, allowed 1 hit, 1 strikeout. Left 2 runners on base. Get a look at the Majors on social media there. You can follow the London Majors on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and of course right here on YouTube at London Majors. We've grown quite the following on all social media platforms. We greatly appreciate all of your support. Now our TikTok man Andrew Wark is back in London, so you can expect the TikTok content to resume at a high level pretty soon. And part of our Majors TV expansion this year involves some people that are helping out with social media. The Majors have one of the bigger followings in the IBL, and that should continue to grow here this season. Looks like a defensive replacement over at second base. Kieran Bowles is out of the ball game, and Nolan Gallagher has come in to play second. We expect that is in Bowles' spot, but unsure as of this moment. Will Pollard steps into the batter's box for the Majors. It'll be Pollard, Battelle, Candell for London. Pollard 0 for 1 since coming into the ball game for Drew Lawrence. On the ground, past the reaching arm of Stamm. Over at second, Gallagher his first chance, and that'll be out number 1. They always say when you come into a ball game, the ball will find a way to get to you. And right there, Nolan Gallagher, his first chance at second base. The very first pitch that was seen by Will Pollard was grounded out to second base. Charles Bowman comes into the ball game for Dan Battelle to face Hayden Stamm. That one will miss for ball 1. Lefty-lefty matchup here. Bowman joined the team and aided in catching in the bullpen last season down the stretch for the Majors championship run. He flares that one into Foul territory. Ryan giving chase. Long run and a basket catch. A great grab there by Evan Ryan in foul territory to retire Bowman. And 2 away now. Keith Candell will step in for his 5th trip to the plate. Has a line out, a pop out, a strikeout, and a walk in his 4 plate appearances up to this point. Aiden Stam looking to retire the majors here in his 2nd inning of work. Pitch to Candell, scorched down the 3rd baseline, but well foul. 3rd base coach Brent Wales didn't even move. I'm telling you with full certainty, if that was me, I would have jumped out of the way in a second. 0-1. Pitch to Candell, breaking ball inside, and that clips him. So Keith Candell, a walk in his last trip, a hit by pitch here, and he is aboard now for the majors with 2 away as the lineup flips back to the top. Brett Graham into the batter's box. Once again, 0 for 2 with a walk, looking to get his first hit of the ball game. Here's the pitch from Stam. Graham in the air. Foul territory over his hedges. Now back into fair, makes the grab, and the side is retired. We're through 8 complete here at Labatt Park. The Majors are up by 11 as we head to the 9th.
Here we go.
Believe me, you've never heard a talk show like this.
I'm sleeping with Joe Carter. By the way, Joe did not touch the ball.
Yeah, I have to say, like, your voice is fantastic.
Meet Smitty.
Listen, I'm the brains here.
And Mitty.
And I'm the good-looking funny one.
This is the Smitty Mitty Show.
Catch new episodes of the Smitty and Mitty Show wherever you get your podcasts.
You're watching London Majors Baseball on Majors TV.
9th inning about to get underway as Country Roads blares here at Labatt Park and fans sing along. Skylar Janice still out there for the London Majors. He has worked through 2 complete innings since taking over for Jared Lund, and will look to close things out with the rare 3-inning save if he can get through this frame. For the Brantford Red Sox, it'll be a pinch hitter. Jeremy Veilleux is out, and Aiden Colangelo is in. First pitch from Janice, that is up and away for ball 1 to Colangelo. Here is the 1-0, fouled back, 1-1. One ball, 1 strike to Colangelo. First at bat of the season for the right-handed hitter, swing and a miss. 1 ball and 2 strikes now, as Janice looks to put him away. He's thrown 23 pitches so far in this outing. Into the windup. Here's the 1-2 home. Outside corner, called strike 3. Skylar Janice gets a strikeout looking for the first out of the top of the 9th inning. Pinch hitter once again for the Red Sox. Taking over for Nick Burdett is Graham Tebbett. Tebbett will face Skylar Janice. Into the windup. Here's the pitch. Cut on and missed by Tebbett. 0-1. Tebbett, a tall right-handed hitter. That one's in there for strike two. So Janice gets ahead of Tebbett pretty quickly. Looking to put him away here. 0-2 count, 1 out. Janice into the windup. Here's the pitch, lots of moving parts. Did he go? No, says the first base umpire. Charles Bowman stays in the ball game at third base. Different look on defense than what the Majors started the game with. Shaking is Janice. Now he gets the sign he wants. 1-2 home, breaking ball, called strike three. So back-to-back strikeouts looking for Skylar Janice out there on the mound, and there are 2 gone in the top of the 9th inning as we approach this game's conclusion. Jarrett Lupton still in the ball game. Left to right in the outfield for the Majors, Joseph Pollard Reichstein. On the infield, Bowman, Candell, Graham, and Walker. Behind the plate, Brand Verhoeven. Here's the pitch from Janice. That one misses high for ball 1. One ball, no strikes. Into the windup goes Janice. Here's the pitch in the air, left field. Shallow, charging in Joseph. Out goes Candell. It'll be the left fielder, Starling Joseph, making the grab to retire the side. So the Majors hold on to win this one by a score of 11-0. A great ball game for London here today at Labatt Park in front of a pretty healthy crowd to watch the Majors take on the Brantford Red Sox on a Sunday afternoon. London got a great pitching performance from Jared Lund to start the ball game, and then that was followed by 3 solid innings from Skylar Janice to earn the save, the 3-inning save in a blowout game for the London Majors, his first save of the year for the Majors, and the offense was rolling early and often. We saw a home run from Eduardo De Leo. We saw a home run from Cleveland Brownlee. Lots of pop all around for the Majors. It is their first win at Labatt Park this season, which gives public address announcer Eric Collins the chance to say his typical Majors win, to get the crowd all pumped up here at Labatt Memorial Park. Majors will be back in action next week to take on the Red Sox on Friday, but a huge win here today for London over Brantford. So they sweep the weekend. After an 0-3 start, the Majors take it to Brantford on Friday, 13-5 at Arnold Anderson Stadium. They beat the Barrie Baycats 7-3 yesterday at Vintage Throne Stadium. And here at Labatt Park, a big victory to sweep the 3-game weekend. As we'll take a quick break and be right back. You're watching the Majors and Red Sox on Majors TV.
I want to ride this pony, but I suffer from low E.
Millions of people are suffering from low energy, commonly known as low E.
Low E has hurt my performance in the bedroom. I haven't been able to make the bed in years.
Now there's hope. Planet Fitness replaces low E with Big E, which keeps you energized and glowing all day. Simply join through the free PF app for only $15 a month.
Planet Fitness is a proud partner of your London Majors.
You're watching.
Here's the pitch. Joseph drills it to right center field. That ball's going back to the warning track, to the wall. Goodbye, baseball. Starling Joseph, a 2-run home run.
London Majors Baseball on Majors TV.
Thanks, Dylan. No, I'm joined here with Jared Lund. Jared, you got the start today. When did you find out that you were going to start today's game?
Yesterday, really. I was ready to go, was hot to go the last 2 days, and yesterday I got told I was starting, and it was ready to go, basically. It was good to be here.
What kind of energy does that give your team when you start out and then you win this game against Brantford this afternoon?
Lots. You know, it can't happen without all the defense, and guys played great today. Starling and Keith with that great relay home, and yeah, just all overall the great plays and the energy that was built was enough to win and that kind of thing.
This is your third season with the majors. You have back-to-back champions. You received your second ring today. What does that mean to you, being a local Londoner?
It's really fun, actually. It's great to play in front of the hometown fans and be a part of it myself, as I watched it my entire life. So it's yeah, it's great to be here and yeah, having fun.
Thanks so much. Back to you, Dylan, in the Game Day London press box.
Thank you, JC, from the Game Day London press box. This concludes our broadcast between the London Majors and the Brantford Red Sox. A big 11-0 victory for London. For cameraman Kyle Brebner, producer, director Jackson Farrow, and JC Solomon down at field level, all of our Majors TV crew. A great outing by Jared Lund and a great offensive performance for the London Majors secures this victory here today. The Majors are back in action next Friday at home against these same Brantford Red Sox, and then on Saturday in Welland to take on the Welland Jackfish, a 6:05 start in that contest. Thank you all very much for tuning in, and we'll talk to you again next Friday.